To see a goal in the blankest wall and opportunities not explicit. Take advantage of every single missed call and make a comeback in just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we hope to see tonight. And with me tonight to see what these things is the bot that sleeps in the bottomless abyss. It is Tutorial Bot. Hello. Welcome back again.
Tutorial Bot.
Oh my god, your voice has really deteriorated. What's happened, man?
What is wrong with my voice? Can you not tell who it is?
You've been practicing, haven't you?
You taught me that. You shouldn't have done that.
I love it, but that's only because I do it all the time.
Okie dokie, so we're going to try and get into the first match. It's going to be Synergy versus Ouroboros. Ouroboros have actually beaten Synergy before. I believe it was in the first cup. That was our micro upset, as Synergy were the favourites. And I know Synergy were not happy about it, but they have beaten them since. So let's see what's going to happen now if we can get into this one.
Yeah, this is... Oh, we should of course say this is the start of stage 2. This is the 4th cup for Europe, I do believe, in Echo Arena. We're going to be seeing, I think, 9 different teams tonight. Oh, there we go. Things are good. We're going to see 9 different teams. Synergy did show up on time this time. So, no big thing there. Of course, it was Gravity that qualified for last stage, but they can still play on. Their scores just won't matter in the grand scheme of figuring out who's going to be qualified for the next stage. Or for this stage. Rather. So, yes, we have Synergy versus Ouroboros. We'll try and get into that one. And after that, we'll just take it from there. VRL is also casting tonight. So for the... I think it's the final 2 rounds? Right?
Yes, that's right. They're currently going to be streaming and casting Space Junkies. And then they should be joining in for round 3 and 4. So do check them out.
Right, yeah, and we have a special guest on VRL today. Ooh.
Main man Jersey is joining Blue to do their casting today, which is exciting things.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Very interesting watch indeed.
Well,
did you get your invite yet?
I didn't, unfortunately. Oh, no, it just came in. Don't mute lobby. Okay, there we go.
Okay, alright, remember I need my magic code for this to work today.
Yeah. I will get you your magic code. And then I will update the team names, and then I'll actually make sure people can see what's happening. Oh. There we go. We are here. Things are great. And that works. Whew, I thought it had destroyed itself. It had not. Which is fantastic. There we go. And...
Oh, you only have that. Okay, hang on. I need to get the other thing, which is the line before it. So I need to check the pin messages. Let me jump to that. Do that.
Synergy and
if you could.
Ouroboros.
Okay, that should work then.
There we go. Great. Oh shit! I need to switch the screen. And we have a thing today. I've done a thing, because it's really easy to do, so I've done the thing. You can see the game now. I've done the thing where I can actually have a action replay. Now there will be a weird sort of thing that happens at the start. Don't worry about that, it's just a little picture thing that you can't get rid of for some reason. I don't really know why, but it looks like we're already going into the game. Are you in there yet?
I am indeed. I'm here, ready to go. So we're going to see who's going to make it first to the joust right now, as everyone is doing the PE joust. And it is going to be Sundance from Team Backlash / Ouroboros. Torren has got himself a pass down to Ambient, who puts it straight up for the first 2 points going to Ouroboros.
Great one. Good start for them. Good start for them. They have already only 10 seconds have gone by and they already have 2 points for themselves. And as we've discussed many times, the way they usually do things is they get a lot of points at the start and then they just keep that discrepancy going for as long as they can and then they win. So that's probably what they're going to go for here. Let's hope to see that.
So a standard joust now going from Team Synergy.
Ooh, a good little pass there. Let's see. It will be picked up by Torren, unfortunately, for Synergy. They'll have to get back fast. Great interception. And Ambient with the disc here. Saying, no, they're keeping possession really well. It does look like Synergy is just a little bit slow right now. Maybe they can remedy that after a little bit of play. Let us hope they can, because this is not what we've usually seen. Then again, we've also only seen a minute of it. Going in, taking out that goalie, and taking the goal for themselves. See a replay. Oh, does it work? It does. Look at that. Just going in, taking out the goalie, getting that shot. 2 extra points for themselves. Really good.
So, Synergy are the first ones to find themselves behind in this game. And it is only 4 points, with again 4 minutes and 17 seconds left. There's plenty of time to work with. Let's see what they have right now to try and get some points on the board for themselves. It's a very fast QB down, which is going to be picked up by Nillywick. He gets punched out very fast by Sundance and Co, who manages to send it back to Torrin, who's going to go for a clear, but it does not make it to the person in the tunnel, Ambient. So it's down fresh for Synergy, who are now in possession of it and are going to have another clear of their own, but it's intercepted by Sundance, who finds himself hanging on the roof looking for his man Torrin, who is ready to receive the disc. He's going to find the disc up, but it's a bounce off the block instead of to the hand of Ambient, which is not ideal for him. He is going to be the one that ends up with it again from a nice little back pass from Sundance, as Torrin is going to look for Sundance to finish it for 6 points on their side of the arena, and 0 for Synergy at the moment.
It's really going good for them here, Ouroboros. Just stacking up the goals and not even letting Synergy get even a little bit of breathing room. They get in there. It's only 2 pointers every time, but still, it's much better than not getting a goal or maybe missing a pass or anything. We haven't actually seen that many mistakes from them right now, so if they can keep this up, that's going to be fantastic for them and an assured first round for them. Oh. Go, so Lego. Standard QB, sending it down. Going for a quick one and going for the shot.
Oh, the long shot. Matty, he saw that opportunity to take it, and he did. Matty has always been so good at seeing when there is a moment. There are these little windows, these tiny little windows, and some people take a long time to see them. Slim's one of those people as well who can see a window very quickly, and Matty then punished that open goal, even though it wasn't open for long, I don't think.
No, it wasn't. He was just out on that shield, but he... Yeah, as you say, he saw the window, he took the chance, and he really got in there for a good potential for a comeback.
Massive 3 points, which was really needed from Synergy, which means Ouroboros are now just 1 3-pointer behind, but then again, they are in possession right now as it was their joust. Ambient's going to be looking for Torrin, who does find it, but the pressure is coming in hot from Synergy. They are unstacked at the moment, which means Sundance won't be completely contested by the squad itself. Just one individual. He's going to float down to Torrin. He's going to have to take it quicker. Matty with the save. Goes for the clear. He gets a perfect clear down the tunnel. And now it's going to be a race to see who can get stacked first. It is Synergy that looks like they're going to get to the disc, which means they are going to get... Oh, it's a ding! That was going to be a 3. That would have been 6-6. A real important miss for Backlash, as that would have completely evened the game out, but it's not over yet, as Nillywick does have the disc, passes it down to Lego, who goes for the pass to Lily, but it's intercepted by Sundance. The team right now, with most of the control in their own area, seems to be Backlash, and they are working hard with those passes at the moment. Oh, a nice interception from Matty there. Beautifully plucked out of the sky, which means Nillywick now is going to be the person. He's going to go for the shot. Is he going to get it? Oh, it's slightly out. If he'd have hit that backboard, that would have been an easy 3 for them. But they are getting these 3-point opportunities. And I think if we wait a little bit longer, we're going to see them with one. But he does have a 3-point opportunity as Ambient, but he just misses. Which means the disc is going to be free for the clear to Synergy. And they are going to be the first ones to stack. This could be their chance for that desperate 3-pointer. But there is someone in goal now. So they're going to have to work on building up and maybe going for a 2 instead.
This is just going fantastic for, well, not fantastic for everyone, but oh, a great interception by Torrin, just intercepting that pass, making sure they have the possession now. Going up, slowly going up, no one to boost with, and there will be a double stack. Oh.
It is a miss.
That is unfortunate for them, although they will have an opportunity right here. He sends it over to his teammate. Ambient will send it back, going for the shot, missing again. Man, we've seen a lot of misses right now. See if they can go for it again. Going in, and it is going in. Finally, that took a hell of a long time.
That was a huge back and forth there. There was quite a few chances for some 3-pointers from Synergy, and unfortunately in this instance they didn't manage to convert them. But just the amount of 3-point situations they're putting themselves in right now, especially with their superior boosting, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see a three-pointer coming up right now.
Hopefully, because that was 4 or 5 misses just in that 2-minute stretch. That was quite a bit of 3-point potential that just was lost out. So let's see if they can remedy this. A great, quick double stack from Ouroboros, just maybe taking that disc back. Let's see what happens here. Torn will be there in the end, but he'll be pressured straight after that. They do end up with possession, but it's not a clean and comfortable possession. They have a little bit of pressure from Nilwick. Oh, he'll be easily surrounded and subjected. There we go. Going for the pass down to Ambient. Ambient now, I believe he actually had a free goal. He could maybe have gone for an opportunity there, but going for the back pass instead to maybe try and get a setup. Sundance, ooh, faking out there. Sending it over to Torn in the end. Just setting up, slowly but surely setting up for a goal here. That was good. That was really good. I should have some
standards behind the goal shot. That is often the danger zone when you're playing against Ouroboros. They often have Taran behind the goal, and if you don't get to the disc before Taran does, it's very, very unlikely that he's going to miss it from there. And he moves around a little bit, which makes it difficult as well. So it looks like this first round is going to go to Ouroboros, meaning that Synergy now need to reset the mental clock, start again, and hope to go for the 2-1 on their side, as they are now rematching to skip the last 28 seconds as they know it's already done. It'll be interesting to see. It looks like Ouroboros are going for the new PE launch. That's premature ejection. Yep, that's right. And I'm not sure. And Synergy are going for the same, but they're going further back. So let's see who's going to get to the disc first. It is going to be a complete tussle, but Matty with the wonderful headbutt there, keeping the passion alive, meaning that they do end up with the disc, but Ouroboros was able to clear, and Nillywick is in possession, clears it nicely down the court, but it does look like Ouroboros are the first stack. But will they be overtaken by Synergy? They might just be. It's a complete fight. Synergy punching out Sundance there, meaning that Lego is now in control of the disc. He's going to find his pass, but it's just a little bit too low for where Nillywick was at that point. Nillywick doesn't have a lot of time. Lots of punching happening right now. The disc is going to end up back in Matty's hands, who's going to happily find Nillywick, who is going to hopefully put it back to Lego, who should put this away, and he does, and it's 2 points to Sin.
Oh, that was a little bit of a weird bug there, but yeah, let's see a replay of that. Just finding that opportunity really quickly and taking it. That was a good 2 points for them, good start for them. 41 seconds have gone by, but they are still ahead, which is, it's good for them, because last time that was what, 10-3, I think. A devastating round for them. Not too well to start out on something like that. So they might have a chance to come back now with 2 points for themselves. Sundance will send it down, but it will get intercepted straight from the start by that double stack. And now Synergy has a great opportunity to get this back. Unfortunately for them, Sundance will be there right where the disc is. So they have... It's just going back and forth. There's no one really holding onto the disc for too long. It's wild quite a lot. Lego will pick it up. He'll send it down for a clear, but it will miss. Nillywick, that was a pass that kind of failed. He'll get a quick boost off an enemy. Looks like Sundance might be there first. It won't be. It will be Matty that'll be there first. Going for that shot, and that will be a ding. Let's see that. And they have a little bit of time to set up. There is a double stack in goal, which is quite interesting, and Sundance gets that. Just that steal straight out the hands of, I think that was Matty, I'm not too sure though. But missing the pass, just taking it back. No one can keep possession for any more than a couple of seconds. Going for the bounce shot from the backboard. Matty just finishing that round off. Let's see that quickly again. God damn. I'm seeing a lot of mistakes and a lot of really good play. Kind of a weird sort of both things happening quite a lot here.
So instead of being 4 behind, it's now Synergy with 4 points up, unlike the last round. So if everything is to go to plan, then they are going to get another 2 and find themselves 6 up, meaning that we'll have an absolute replica of the previous round on the other side, but at the moment it is Ouroboros, Torren from Ouroboros who's got possession, and now it's going to be a 1v1 unless they do something about it, but they definitely are. Smash Dash, Backlash able to hold onto the disc. Still Sundance maneuvering around as he's not completely contested. Some nice movement there, but Matty with the save. Not quite the perfect clear, but it doesn't matter because they are stacked, so they'll get another chance at it. A really important save from Matty then, and this could stop them from having to go behind even more. And it's another 2 points, so just as predicted, it is now Synergy that have got 6 points. Just as they were down 6 points.
God damn! If we see a 3-pointer now from Ouroboros, it's gonna look weird. But yeah,
it's gonna be really, really freaky, isn't it? But Matty with the save, then the clear, then the clear and boost, then the shot, fantastic stuff.
He's been doing like even back on Aftershock, he's been doing fantastically. He's been saving a lot of things he probably shouldn't have, but he's been saving them all, and he's really good goalie. Maybe overshined a little bit by Afentera, but then again, who isn't?
Great punch out.
That is very good. Nilowick ends up with the disc, sends it back to his teammates that are in their own half, and they're just gonna play it a little bit safe. Oh, never mind that. They're gonna go for a clear as Nilowick is the only one up there. A double stack will come back very quickly though, and Torren and Co might be able to pick this disc up if it hadn't been for Nilowick that just stolen and out the grasp of them. Leica will play back. I hope they won't go for a sort of mental reset now. They probably should go for a goal because 6 points is a lot, but 8 points is even more. Just a good one. Just a good one. Let's see that one again. I'm really liking this replay feature.
Okay, so Synergy taking full control of this round.
It's really good, but they didn't get the 3-pointer. Ouroboros didn't get the 3-pointer. So it isn't a...
They didn't indeed. So it's not a complete replica, but I'm sure Synergy are happy that it isn't, because right now they are 8 up with just 2 minutes to go. And Backlash Ouroboros, as I've said before, are not the team that are usually able to overtake when they are behind due to their passive defensive play time. But let's see if they have got something to try and prove me wrong. Maybe they can start rocking out some aggressive threes.
Let's hope they can, because they might need it. They're going to need to change playstyle, because this slow play-ish is not working for them. It never will if there's only 1 minute 30 seconds left and you need 8 points. So they need to do something new now.
They should be trying some backboard threes or something like that. They're going to go for the save too, but that now gives Synergy complete control of the disc. And I would not be surprised if I saw some slow play from Synergy now.
Yeah, we've seen that before, and now's the time for it to come out, because, I mean, a minute 20 is still quite a bit of time, but it's, I mean, if you can waste maybe a minute, 50 seconds, something like that, that's a plenty of time, and not enough time for them to come back. So, let's hope they can do that. Going for the PE Joust is only Sundance and Ambient, leaving their teammate behind. Probably a good idea, since you want someone on defense when the other team has the disc straight from the start, at least.
Matty trying to find Nilowick. He does actually manage to do that. He's going to pass it back down to Lego, who is in the position for the slow play, which is that is definitely their normal standard triangle, but they push up immediately, and it's going to be a shot on goal, and it's a ding by Lego, but he's got another chance of it, and his maneuvering ability really plays off there, and he puts it away for another 2, and with 8 points to get, just a draw and 58 seconds, I am fairly certain that this round is going to go to Synergy, which means we are going to have ourselves a 3rd round. That being said, 58 seconds is not an impossible time to get 8 points. It's an improbable time. So let's not rule them out yet.
It is, yeah, improbable, but yeah, they have... I mean, if they go aggressive now, if they go for all those PE jousts and just do everything they can, take all the chances they need to take, there might be a chance, but... we're probably going to see a 3rd round. This follow cam is a little bit weird. I apologize for that, Ambient. Sending it over to his teammate. They need to go for the fast one, but they will, and that will miss. Ooh, a important miss for Synergy, as that means that this will only be... sorry, this will be a 2-pointer at before, but that will take 5 seconds more, and that's 5 seconds you desperately need if you're Ouroboros right now.
So Torren has quite a unique overarm kind of windmill style throw where he slams his arm over, keeping his arm completely straight. It's very, very fast. It's very hard to read. However, it's either going to go very wide, which is hard to save, or it's going to ding. And that is why he has such a high ding rate when it comes to hitting that top of the goal, because that is where he tends to aim for. Synergy now with the Joust against the QB from Ouroboros. Beg your pardon, other way around. The disc is wild at the moment in the half of Ouroboros. They are the first ones to get there, though. Sundance able to go for a clear, which turns out to be a pass to Torren. Torren thinking about whether or not he's going to take the shot or not, but there is someone in goal, so he's just going to pay attention now. Slams it up to Ambient. Sundance was actually the one to end up catching that, and it's going to be Torren in possession now, but he's got someone on him. He was unaware. He just floated forward. So was Lego, but Nillywick is going for the disc. He's punched out by Sundance, but this is going to be 1 round to Synergy, and that means we are going to go to the third exciting round.
It was really very close, but we did end up with almost the same score as last time. Which again, a little bit freaky, but you know, starting off the game with a freaky set of rounds is always good. Then you're on your toes, then we get this done. What I'm having really a lot of trouble predicting who will win this last one, because they've both done really well, but it's mostly been based on capitalizing on mistakes from the other team.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm going to give this to Synergy. I'm going to say that they're likely to take this now. You know, Synergy are very consistent usually, but sometimes in cups they do just have these moments where they flail a bit, and I think that they are in sync and synergy with each other now. But it is Sundance from Team Ouroboros to get their first again, so their joust, it seems to be working out for them most of the time at the moment. The disc is wild, which is going to be collected by Torren, who's going to think about what he can do. He's got Ambient set up on the top left shoulder. He passes back to Sundance, who still is looking for Torren, who's behind that goal. If Ambient can get it to him uncontested, then it will be a free-pointer, but instead it's going to be a 2 from Sundance, and that's a free-pointer, not a three-pointer. As I heard it myself, I was like, oh?
Yeah, I was about to say, it's got to be a tough three-pointer for them, but either way, they do get 2 points, and that's a safe 2-pointer for them, and a good start, a good mental start for them, because they are, I want to call them a little bit of an emotional team. If they're winning, they tend to play better. If they're losing, they tend to play a little bit worse. So for them, this is fantastic to get the first 2 points. I'm going for a little bit of a quick QB, a little bit of a standard QB actually. Nillywick, who had an open goal there, but was just a little bit too slow. It would have been tough either way to get that in. Now they're just going for a little bit of slow play down there, maybe get a little bit of mental reset, because they know they need to win this, because if they win this, they will win the first game, which is always good. Ouroboros, of course, also wants to win this game. That is why they do save this. And Tori sending it down, blocking that, punch out, and getting the double stack quickly, which means they have great opportunity for a goal here, but Synergy will be there just a little bit faster. And Matthew will send it away over to his teammate, who will not get there in time. He'll be punched by 3 players simultaneously. And Sundance will send it straight over in the arms of Nillywick. Nillywick will send it back to Ambient, almost like it's just one team and 2 goals right here. Everyone catching everything. Sundance sending it back. Ambient, again, going for a back pass. They need to go set up. They have 2 points, but it's not enough to be comfortably slow playing on, I wouldn't say. Because that is, you need some more points, and that is what Torren is gonna do for them. 2 points for themselves. A really, really good one. Let's see that one again.
Yeah, and if you can see, when Torren gets it behind the goal, he maneuvers himself in a way that makes it very difficult. The main point is if Torren gets that disc when he's positioned behind the goal, it's gonna go in from there. It's the place he scores from 90% of the time, and it's very difficult. Now, the important point between these two teams is that Synergy, obviously the favorite to be second in Europe right now, if they're beaten by Ouroboros in one of the main qualifiers, they could be the ones going to land instead. And it looks like Lego is going to go for the fast pass down to Matty on the right tube, who wasn't quite able to get it. So now Torren is in possession of it, pushes up and hands it over to Ambient, who was almost collected then by Matty. Nillywick and Matty are going to look for a stack. Backlash playing a slower game right now, and I do apologize if I refer to them as Backlash, as that was their name for a very, very long time, but they are, of course, now Ouroboros, and Sundance finds Ambient from Ouroboros now, who is very collectively just holding onto that disc. I think this is their version of a kind of slow play now. They know that they have that advantage, but it's a great interception and great pressure from Synergy, who are now nearly almost got that stack. Then the disc is going to be free for whoever wants it, and it's going to be Sundance that wants it that little bit more, meaning that the disc is now free in a dangerous place for Synergy, but they're able to clear it, which goes straight into the hands of Sundance, who finds Torin, who finds Ambient. He's got a 3 if he takes it quick, but it's saved, and it was going to ding anyway. Matty with a fantastic clear. The Synergy are the faster boosters, but they look like they're a little bit unheaved right now. They're not quite together, which means Sundance from Ouroboros is able to catch that disc, and now I'm going to see a little bit more slow play from Ouroboros. Amazing interception from Matt, who goes for the shot, and he gets it for a 3-pointer, a huge 3-pointer. That is a massive, massive 3-pointer for Synergy right now, because now one goal isn't going to put them 50% up, 50% towards the other team. They're actually going to win. If they can get 2 points on the board, they are going to overtake Ouroboros. That 3 was massive.
They really, you need all the points you can get right now. There's really no time to play coy, no time to do anything fancy. If you can get a point, now is the time to do it. You don't want to go for anything interesting or weird. You just want to get some points right now, because whoever wins this is going to win the first one. And as you say, it could be quite an upset if Ouroboros wins it, and then Synergy, if they win it, it's what both teams want. As they're going up here, it's a 3 versus 3 right now, going in, sending it.
Great save!
That was, Matty is just doing Matty. Work. God damn. Here, go ahead.
Lillywig looks like he's going to be the one to get to the disc, which is an important point, which means now, as I said, they are up rather than drawing because of that all-important 3-pointer from Matty, who is the huge MVP in these games at the moment. Just save after clear, and the all-important 3-point back shot as well. Now it looks like Ouroboros are trailing, but only 1 point.
I will agree with you completely. Matty is really the MVP right now. Holy hell, he's getting all the shots he needs to, he's getting all the saves he needs to, and he's also helping setting up some shots for his teammate. He's just doing the work of every single member right now. He's doing fantastically, and also has some teammates to work with as well. So that is really fantastic for him. Sundance, though, going in for just a little bit of a missed pass, and that will ensure that Synergy will get the disc.
Really dangerous missed pass, but it is a dangerous clear as well. Sundance takes control. He has the disc. It's a missed pass down to Torin, who was not situated to where he needs to be. Matty going with the slap, but it's not the ideal slap because it's not completely cleared, but it doesn't matter because he does end up with the disc again. He takes the long shot. Oh, it's only slightly missed. That would have been absolutely over for them now, but they are still doing his jukiness. Lego in there to put them up by another 2 points, which is now 7-4.
I think, unless Ouroboros really can just keep on with that good goal on the replay, if they can get some points within 10-15 seconds, there's going to be a chance here. If they can't get within 15 seconds, this round is going to Synergy. But oh my god, Ouroboros did put up a fight no matter what happens now, because they do have the possession, so they have a little bit of a better opportunity. Sundance, QB as always, sending it down to Ambient, going for the back pass. Really interesting sort of position, because you need at least 2 goals right now. You can't really afford to slow play. Wait. No, you can get a 1 goal. They need to get a 3-pointer.
They need a 3-pointer. He's begging him to get that shot off. I think he wanted him to punch him out, but he didn't, so he just went for the 2. It's now 1 point, but you are going to see the most slow playing of slow play that you've ever slow played in your slow playing life now for the next 24 seconds and 96 seconds. Put your controllers down, because this is not going to come out of the hands of Synergy, if I know them as I think I do. I might be wrong, but I imagine they have got a contingency plan for exactly this situation. They are 1 point up, and this is for the win. So let's see what they're going to do. It's a very fast joust from Backlash, who were able to actually punch out Lego. I think he was going to go for the push-off with only a little bit of time left. Torrin needs to do this. He's got 14 seconds left if he wants to actually win this game. Sundance is floating down. They're not in the perfect position. He's going to find Ambient right now. He finds Torrin. He does actually put it in, which means Ouroboros are now up by 1 point. With 6 seconds and 67 to go, they are going to take this win. Some magical headbutt needs to happen now from Synergy. That slow play didn't work out because Backlash Ouroboros absolutely gunned it down the court. Faster than anyone was expecting it, especially me.
That was, I mean, that PE joust really won it for them there because they got out and they got there just in time. Lego was almost pushed off, but they just got there. Oh, we're going to see for a headbutt.
Going for the headbutt. They're going for the headbutt. Can we see something magical? No, we can't, unfortunately. So fantastically played from both sides. An incredibly close game that came down to 1 single point, and it is a 2-1 win for Ouroboros by just a single point.
I think that's the most 2-1 game we've ever seen. We've seen some 2-1 games. This is the most 2-1 game. Holy shit.
It was just so close. I mean, incredibly close.
And we even almost saw a mirror of the first 2 rounds. We had one team going really hard, and then the other team going really hard, and then just getting it down to 1 point. Jesus. That was
it's really unfortunate because Synergy, they're aware that there's not much time on the clock, and Lego had it and he kind of held it in front of him. I'm not sure if he was trying to bait them, kind of like they do in bullfighting, where he was just going to hunt. I think the idea was that he was going to hold the disc out, push off to the side, and leave the joust they were zooming towards just to hit the backboard. But they were a lot faster than Lego was expecting, if that is exactly what happened. And of course, it's impossible from this perspective to know if that is what happened. We do not know. For all we know, Lego suddenly had a bee fly into his Oculus Rift. We really don't know, but it definitely didn't work out for them. And it was, I mean, they essentially played fantastic. They did, but they aren't going to take that win this time. Ouroboros are still in the running for a possible second place as it stands, considering that they have now beaten Synergy in these cups twice.
Ouroboros have good days and have bad days. And this is definitely a good day. But then again, we did see quite, I mean, at least in the starting rounds, we saw quite a few mistakes. We saw there was a 2-minute stretch where no one scored a goal, and there was open goals everywhere. And we just, there were so many opportunities, and none of them were taken at all from either side. So
To update you with the rest of the results, Polaris had a default win. They got the bye. It was Team Gravity versus Smash Dash, and that was 2-0 for them. Next Gen versus Wasted Potential. Wasted Potential actually scoring, getting 2 rounds to 0 as well. Team Braindead, Gecko's team against the Mariakas was 2-0 as well. And the Ouroboros Synergy game we just watched. So we'll be moving very quickly into that second round shortly.
Yes, we will. And we'll see who comes up. There are a couple of opportunities. Let's take a quick look at the rankings. Wasted Potential. Who are they? Who are them? I can talk. Who are they? Let's have a quick look. Wasted Potential is David Duel, Louis Amno, and Sim3N. Simon.
Indeed.
I know of them, but it's been a long time since I've seen them play in cups. They might have been. I might just not have seen.
Be right back 1 second, Mara. Okay.
Yep, of course. So we will see what comes up in a little bit. It might be Wasted Potential versus Gravity, Polaris, Team Braindead. Might be either of those. I think whoever of Team Gravity, Polaris, and Braindead will play together. Wherever we see 2 of those 3 names, we'll probably go to that one, because that one's probably going to be interesting. Now, you might be wondering, why is Gravity playing? They can still play. Why is Gravity playing? Because they've already qualified. Well, they can still play. They just won't be considered in the rankings for who will go on to play in the qualifiers. They will still be able to play. They'll still be able to keep up their spirit, keep up their momentum, keep their training going, which is, well, you don't want to have a 4-week break in the middle of things. You want to keep playing. You want to be in there always. You want to keep those muscle memory, that muscle memory sharp, and you want to keep everything as it should be. Especially if you're on the top, because then there's gonna be a lot of eyes on you, and you don't just want to fail to perform in the last couple of rounds. Oh, I need to breathe more. Oh, it looks like our round 2 is up, so it is Mariachis versus Smash Dash, Polaris versus Ouroboros, we might see that one, Synergy versus Next Gen, and Team Braindead versus Gravity. Okay, who do you want to see, Polaris versus Ouroboros or Braindead versus Gravity?
I think probably Gravity versus Braindead will probably be the closest matchup.
Really?
Yes, I don't think Polaris. No,
okay.
I don't think Polaris. With how Ouroboros are playing right now, I'm not sure Polaris are going to. I mean, there's no point me sitting here predicting. I personally think that the Gravity Braindead game will be better.
Great.
So
we'll take a look at that then. So
let's go for the grab. So let's
you okay?
Get that invite.
There we go. Oh, and you are getting the invites. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Well, who's the captain for
Braindead, I think it's like Gecko, I think.
Evil, what the?
Gecko and Viatrax. I believe. There we go. So I need to get back in here to see that. There we go. Oh, and yeah, I did see you ask Ali in the middle of things. Yeah, it is a. So I don't know who suggested it, but someone suggested a replay, and I looked it up, and it's really easy to do in Streamlabs OBS, so I just did it. Ground versus Braindead. Yeah.
You know you're gonna do this.
But yeah, Matty, I think Matty, even though they ended up losing, I want to give Matty the MVP for that one, because he really did just a ton of work. He's
Matty never doesn't show up to a cup. Matty, like Afantera, is one of those players that seems to perform better the more you crank up the pressure. Now, in terms of actual in-game pressure, from time to time, he does get overpressured and taken out. But in terms of actual pressure, he, in terms of cup and expectations, he always turns up. And War Machine, I personally would say the Rift, because then you can play this wonderful game without having to go through the process of using Revive.
Yeah, go for the Rift.
Completely my opinion, of course, but the Oculus Rift for the win.
I'm of course muted, so I will just get you that special. Oh wait, why did I change teams? What is?
I just need that. Yeah, I need that magic code from you.
There we go.
Because they'll probably start quite quick.
Okay. Good. I wasn't doing anything. There we go.
Is that the one?
I've sent. Oh wait. Send you the code. That's the one. Someone said something. Oh yeah.
All right.
We need to change the names, of course. This is what they call a live production. Stage
Rift
2.
F or the Quest soon? Rift S. If you're someone that only intends on playing VR outside or away from home, then the Quest is going to be fantastic. If you travel a lot, if you're going to play from home, Rift S all the way, because you're going to have the additional hardware from your PC. Definitely going to be doing that one. I'm going to be getting the Rift S myself to test it out to see just how well it works for Echo Arena and combat. But I imagine from trying out the Quest in San Jose myself at OC5, it should work out. Rift S being the next gen Oculus, a lot of people are saying it's the side gen. Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah.
It's the 1.5. It's basically there's trade-offs. They've gone for inside out tracking instead of outside in. There are slightly more pixels, but they've gone for LCD rather than OLED. So the blacks are going to be a little bit lighter and more shaded than they would be on the OLED. But the screen door effect should be better. There's going to be a lot of trade-offs. The main talking point is the tracking, because of course it's going with 5 cameras actually on the Rift S itself, kind of looking at your hands, and a lot of us are not sure how that's going to work when we want to punch someone behind us or grab the disc from behind us and maneuver off by pushing off the wall. Are we going to completely lose tracking? Is that going to be unplayable? That is the real question on most of our lips right now. So we will find out when I purchase one, when they release the flipping thing, because I keep refreshing my Amazon page and it keeps still saying unavailable.
Well,
Anyway,
rumor
back
is
to Gamer
it's the
Hat.
30th.
So we've got Team Gravity, who are the favorite UK EU number one, versus Brain Dead, which is Gecko's team. Now, it looks like both teams are going to go for the PE launch. And let's see who it is that's going to make it to there first. It is going to actually technically be Brain Dead, but they weren't able to actually catch it. And Ravel has the disc passed through his hands, but he is able to go back and collect it. But he passed it straight to Boot. That's not the guy. Wow, Boot actually hit the shield. I thought that was going to go in for absolute certain, but they've got time to play it safe now. Affantera on his favorite place of Bowtie. Affantera punching out Lone Gecko. Fire tracks right in front of the goal for a quick 2.
Good start. I can't hear what Lone Gecko is saying, but I can hear he's saying something, and then we have just something happening at least. So yeah, a good first 2 pointers for them. Only 30 seconds have gone by, so again nothing is decided yet. But we did see quite a few mistakes at the start. Missed the ring completely from the start. Missed the pass back. Missed a lot of things. So that is unfortunate for Team Braindead, but they might be able to remedy this right now. They will have a great opportunity. That double stack from Gravity is really aggressive, almost making their dreams come true and getting that disc, but Boot will be just out of reach, and he will not get that back. They will get a punch out though, and slap that away to maybe grab possession. Ring isn't as wild as they might have hoped for it to be. Going back, the double stack unfortunately breaking up, so that will mean Affantera will get there first. Going for the famed self-pass, he will miss that, and Boop get punched out again. A lot of punches out, but it might be Affantera that will go for the 2-pointer, sending that up to 4 points for themselves. Again, straight from the start. Braindead need to pick up the pace a little bit, or else they're going to be left in the dust.
Placed shot from Affantera there, putting it straight wide. It's very difficult to save those, and of course he would know that because he is potentially or possibly, and a lot of people would definitely say, the best goalkeeper in the entire game, but definitely in EU. So it's going to be the joust now again of Team Braindead. Gecko doing the QB, who waits to see for the fast stack, gives a nice fast pass down to the tunnel, who's given straight back to him. It's now going to be a disc down to Finity, who's just got to get the disc away. Ravel is open, the goal is as well, but he's not looking at it. He's looking at his pass, which is the better option for him right now. Gecko in control of the disc. He's going to give a pass down to Finity, who does receive it where she wants it, pushing it up to Ravel, who again, they've got a lot of very controlled play right now. They're really waiting to pick their moment, and Finity might just have that moment, but it is Ravel that has the moment as he's behind the goal, and it was a pass to him instead, and it puts them up to 2, meaning that they are now just 2 points behind the Gravity. Oh, the Gravity, that sounds like an interesting name. The Gravity.
The Gravity. Yeah, a really just good overall game from, I want to say from Gravity, because they've done a lot of things really well. It does seem, or Brain Dead, not Ouroboros, have just picked the pace up a little bit. If they can keep this going, they might have a shot at making this even, but ooh, I don't know if that was a missed PE joust or whatever happened there, but it looks like one is being left behind. No big surprise there, but Viatrix will have the disc, and that double stack will make sure it's not a 1v1, but they will keep possession for a little bit. Gravity has plenty of time to work with here to just set up the way they wanted to. No real pressure coming out. One Gecko just trying his best to do something, but he'll get punched out by Afantera, sitting it down to Boop. Oh, Raffle with the save! It will be Viatrix that gets it though, and gets the 2 points, sending that up to 6 points for him. 2 points for Brain Dead. I mean, we've seen goal here and there, but we haven't really seen any of those famous three-pointers that we saw just a ton of last time for Boom. Yeah, yet is the operative term here.
So it will be Team Brain Dead with the QB again. I imagine it will be Gecko taking it, and he does. He's moving himself down nicely, which is a great pass down to Rabble, who finds Finity in the place where she is. She goes for the three-pointer. It's a backboard shot, and it is in. We like to call that a miss when that happens if you're not aiming for the goal, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure she would say it wasn't a miss anyway, and it really doesn't matter at the end of the day because it went in for a very important three-pointer for Brain Dead. The first three-pointer we've seen from
surprisingly, actually.
Not ever.
But that was very important for them because now there's only a 1 point differential, and that's where Team Brain Dead want to be, because any goal they will now get will send them soaring ahead by at least 1 point. So let's see if they can actually make that happen. A almost failed pass there will make it a little bit easier. They will get it back though, and Viatrix will have the disc, passing it back to Afantera. Afantera, oh, unfortunately missing a pass. Lone Gecko might be able to get this back. He won't be, but that slap won't get picked up either. It will be Boop that ends up with the disc going straight towards the enemy's half. Viatrix being on that double stack, doing what he does best. Punching it out and going for the shot is Afantera with 2 points. Making it at least a three-pointer to even this out, but not again. It hasn't been impossible for Brain Dead this whole time. They've just been slacking a little bit behind. Just 2 points here, 3 points there. Nothing impossible, but they need to get back in. Oh, I need to open this door.
So it will be Team Brain Dead with their QB, which means Gecko will start with it. And he has a couple of tricks up his sleeve, but he's intercepted by Boop, who's going to put that away for a 3.
No.
I've been asked to stay quiet.
You've been asked to stay quiet?
That means you too. Basically, when there's conversation on the court, these guys, they like to see it back. So when they're having a good chit-chat, it's often very interesting stuff. And I've been requested to silence myself so that they can be heard, and that is what I was doing then.
We can surely make that happen. I've turned up the game sound a little bit, so we might be able to hear it. Really fast double stacks. Wow. We've seen this whole cup. Well, these 2 rounds we've seen just constant, really extremely fast double stacks. Boop will not have anyone to stack up with to make it happen again, but he will keep possession, going for that clear, looking for an enemy to maybe bounce off. But again, yeah, we see Gravity just being there instantly. Almost. Now it's a 2v3.
Almost instantly.
There we go. Going for the shot. Good one,
nice.
Let's see that one again. This is a replay. I know I need to make that happen, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult than that. Yeah, Viatrix just being in the right place. Passing it through 3 people almost and getting it in. Sorry about that.
So, what started off as quite a close-ish game, although technically they all start off close, is rolling in the favour of Gravity, as we would expect it to, as like I said, they are EU's favourite for number 1. And Finity right now is going to go with a bit of a slow pass to Gecko, but it does find it to him. But because it was a slow pass, he didn't have time to do what he wanted with it. And now it's going to be an open goal for Viatrax for another 3-pointer. And the game in this round has gotten away from them.
It's amazing. You just, for the first time, you just say Ryder got a big head.
So you got a big head.
That wasn't even me.
You and your big, tiny fucking big head.
Tiny big head.
Gecko always having something to say after conceding a goal. Usually very entertaining, which is why we are letting you listen in at the request of some of the community. We are community casters at the stage, so it's okay to do that.
It is a really fast pass, but Ravel will get punched out, which means that Viatrax will have it, and they will comfortably be able to just pass back and forth. They don't really need to do anything fancy or anything. I mean, they're going for it, but they don't need to right now, as they are 11 points ahead, and that's plenty to be comfortable. Even getting scored on a couple of times while you're trying to do something, maybe slow playing a little bit, and that might happen here as we see Gecko got.
Did the 3, but she didn't get on that. I was just hoping you'd just give up so I could just pass it to her.
I knew what you were, as soon as you looked back there, I knew what you were planning.
Gecko is often fond of going for the 3 if there is time to do so. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I always find it really funny when it doesn't, because the idea is always there. Often the 3-point attempt is quite slow, but it is very, very effective when you actually do go for the 3, especially if you need to. And you've got the time, which is not something everyone risks doing. If you don't risk, you don't always get. It's going to be Viatrax versus Ravel, and he is going to get it.
Are you okay?
Honestly, it's just we just have to listen to it.
Yeah, it was.
Can we just get the Gecko in this Discord call as well, and just just have him in?
We don't deserve it. We don't deserve the entertainment license.
Oh, that's good. That is good. And speaking of things that are good, it is a great place to be in for Gravity. 11 points ahead again, 30 seconds left. This round is more or less over, although you do want to play it out, keep that momentum going, possibly maybe try and pick it back up for yourself if you are Team Braindead. And yeah, we don't see any really fast play for them. Oh, we do see a mail slot attempt that will be blocked by Affentera. I think that was actually going in, but Affentera will be in the right place at the right time. Gecko going for a self-goal, 3 points.
That is something that we do in the mix as well. It just means that we can speed it up a little bit, meaning it's just going to be a easier situation, so they can press the buttons. We don't have to sit through everything else, which is what I imagine he was doing there as well.
Probably. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Heinz, for that Twitch Prime. Oh, I have a story to tell you, but not right now, as we are going into a second game of our... Oh, sorry, our second round of our second game here. I think... I can never remember the terminology, but looks like both teams are going for this PE Joust. Really, it has taken off in popularity, and let's see who will be successful with it.
It was definitely going to be Gecko this time, but he does get taken up by Viatrax. But then the disc was given back to Gecko by Finity. Gecko going for the shot.
Why did I do that?
Affentera taking it. Gecko asking himself the big question, why? Why did I do it? It'll be a 3-point attempt from, I'm not sure who it was in the tunnel then, I think it was Viatrax, and it wasn't quite in. Gecko might be going for another one, but he's going to go for a slow pass down that might end up in Finity's hands, but no, it is Viatrax is going to be the one that collects that, followed by Boop, who's going to be looking for Affentera, who is waiting above, and he's going to probably go for a clear. If he can just about get rid of it, wasn't the best clear, but Viatrax has got the pass instead, who's going to hand it down to Boop, who are just going to slow play at this point, I should imagine. Just get some good slap passes, some one-touches. I'm not sure they necessarily need to score, but I imagine Boop was going to want to try a 3-pointer anyway, but they go for the standard 2 instead, and this is a 2 2-0 game at the moment, and in my head we were still playing that last one. I'm thinking that they were going to start just doing funny things for the sake of being ahead, but of course the round has reset. My brain just has, so it is now 2 points to Team Gravity and 0 to Team Braindead. And maybe it's me that's braindead right now. Maybe I need coffee.
Might be. Let's hope not. But we are seeing Gravity maybe slowing it a little bit down, seeing that they don't need to be in overdrive right now. They just need to kind of get some points. But Viatrix will just, right as I'm saying that, he just grabs the disc, sends it in for 3 points. I even kind of missed it on camera. That was really fast.
I'm not sure what happened. I think he either intercepted or punched someone out, ducked, and then took the point. The 3 point.
Good. Really good. Viatrix showing why he is one of the best, if a little inconsistent sometimes, at least with his shots. But he is still a very, very good player overall. So we have Gecko here as a QB, grabbing disc, ducking.
Out his guy.
Ooh, let's see what will happen here.
Waiting on the floor. Gecko's not pressured right now, so he is just going to hold on to it. But he turned his back at a very dangerous time, but he did manage to see it again. But he passes down to Finny. He was not able to actually grab the disc, which he grabs Viatax and punches him out. But it is going to be Alphantera with the disc. He's going to think about the shot, but he knows that there is someone moving to goal fast, so he's going to hold on to that instead. Gecko's going to try and get in the way of that pass, but it wasn't the pass that was actually made. It was a pass to someone else instead, meaning he wasn't completely in the way, and it's going to be Viatrax 4 of the 2-pointer as well, meaning that Team Gravity are now up by 7.
Really good one. Let's take a quick look at that one again. Really fast goal.
Can you just give it back to us?
Gecko there just requesting that they get position of the disc whenever Gravity gets the disc. I think a fair question to ask.
It's a fair comment.
I mean, they should probably do it. And in either case, Gravity doesn't need the points right now as they are 7 points ahead. They have plenty of just room to work with. God damn it, follow cam.
Intercepted. Gecko going for the floating attempt, which does manage to get in the way of the boot, who passes it to Viatrax. The disc is down back to Alphantera at the moment, and it's a shot on goal. Affinity denying that one and going for the clear, but it is Gravity that are boosted first, so they are going to be there with the disc. Ravel and Gecko are stacked at the moment, but they're not able, they're just kind of playing chase between Boop and Alphantera. And now that that stack has been punched out, the longer pass can be made down to Viatrax, who's thinking about his options, and that option is going to be Alphantera, who is now in a very good place. I'm trying to listen to what Gecko says because it's always entertaining. Boop with the disc at the moment. He's just going to float forward because he's uncontested. I think he fancies himself a 3 and he takes it and he gets it in the top of the goal. I could tell, even though it's a robot, I could tell Boop was going for that. There's a little CGI look on his face when Boop is hungry for a 3-pointer.
Alright guys, can we actually get out of the launch tube this time?
Gecko requesting that his team can actually get out of the launch tube.
Switch to trash talking his own team, which is of course always a really good idea, because that means you're gonna play better. So let's see if this good idea actually works. They do get out the launch tube, quite an improvement apparently, but it won't be for long as Viatrix gets that interception, sends it up to Boop, and for a male slot finisher almost. Yeah, it's looking grim for Braindead. 13 points to 0.
Thanks.
You know what's a bit unrelated, but when I used to press F for follow cam, it used to go to the guy who had the disc.
Yes,
right?
it did.
But now it doesn't work.
I've talked to David about it, and they're going to fix it.
Okay,
which is also why it's a little bit weird.
That was really convenient, and it's much less convenient without that.
It is, but they're going to fix it. Luckily, thankfully, David actually listens, which is great. I say actually listens.
Indeed.
He does compared to other developers of other games, but that is not important right now. It sounds like I was slacking him off. I wasn't. He's good guy. There we go. Now that is passed, we see the shot that almost makes it in. Boop going for a long one. Aim is just slightly off. He goes to slap it in. Again, aim just slightly off. I mean, he's lost his edge. What can I say? Infinity with the disc, sending it down, going for a clear and boost, but there's no one to boost with. Although her teammates are there, they're gonna be there first. Gecko will punch someone out, going for the shot and getting the first 2 points for them in the game, in the round.
10 more points. We'll call it 13-12. Yeah.
Can we show now?
No, 13-12. Let's go for that. Let's go. Everyone's happy.
It's close though.
Gecko requesting
It will
close
be a
game.
difficult climb back to get 11 points that are required right now from Team Braindead to bring them up to the same score as Gravity, but I have seen some very fast joust plays from Braindead before, so they just need to be in possession of that, but they are going to give an almost shot to Boop, who does miss the backboard that he was going for. But now he's able to just crawl up, and I imagine, yes, straight in. There's something that often happens when they Affentera floats towards the goal and slaps it in.
I fucking read
It's
that pass.
such
I
a...
read you like a book. I didn't fuck you up. I can't do anything if you got my arms to me.
There we go. God damn it! It is such a difficult one to save against because there's just so many ways that this can go. It can go almost anywhere in the goal, and it's probably not going to be the place where you think it is because there's just so many opportunities for it to go somewhere else. So it is a difficult one.
Failed launch, I think, from Braindead there, and a failed clear as well. Meaning that, well, Infinity is able to get it again. This time she will, or she actually punched out Affentera then. That was a risky play, but I think at this point there is nothing much other than having a little bit of fun, and both teams seem to be in good spirits about it. Anyway, Ravel going for the shot, a very fast one as well, for a 2 point, which is again just a consolation points at this stage.
Yeah.
This is more of a mixed scrim kind of flavor at the moment.
We're having a lot of trouble getting out of the launch tube today. I mean, okay, I'm going to pass left and then there's no one there. Or we don't get out of the tube, or we don't go down.
Team Braindead ever really on the cards to win this game. So this one has, you know, they're not exactly hugely disappointed that they haven't won it. They have more competitive matches lined up for the rest of the day, though, I should imagine.
Let's hope so, because it's going to be difficult to get back if you just lose all the time. Infinity will try and make something
Surprise
happen.
then, which means Gecko's got himself an opportunity for a long shot and turns it into a 2.
That's cheating.
I think he had a very small window of opportunity to go for a long shot there, but he went for the shield shot instead, and sometimes the shield shot just doesn't work out and for a 3, and it didn't this time. Strembitsky from lurking in the
Ooh, we
I've
need
been
to restart
on many
the call.
dates with that guy in Poland.
We need to restart the call real quick. There we go, we have restarted.
Test.
There we go, you were lagging out quite a bit. Speaking of lagging out, none of the players right here, because that would be good for Boop as he gets, again, 2 points. They don't really matter right now when the discrepancy is 11. 2 points here and there. Gonna do you good.
I'm going to give it back to you in 2 seconds, don't worry.
Gravity seemed very strong today, actually. I'm very, very keen to see the Synergy versus Gravity match that we'll have today, and that will be streamed very likely by VRL Challenger League Twitch, which has got our very own jersey today with blue, so definitely tune in for that.
Ooh, you are lagging quite a bit. I'll get to fix that in just a little bit. Luckily, our rounds are probably coming to a close with only 10 seconds left. We might see a shot here from Finity and Ravel. It's gonna be a 2-pointer, but it's not gonna be enough.
Against me now, that's not a big achievement.
Against you?
Against Vitrac, it doesn't count.
I'll just see if something has decided to download because you're lagging quite a bit.
I have an idea. How about we join the voice chat in
Good
the
idea.
Discord?
We can do that now. That's great. There we go. Ah,
Test.
yes, that seems to work a lot better.
Let me move us over to this one. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of the scores.
We kind of.
It was a default win for Wasted Potential, and of course Team Gravity beat Team Braindead 2-0. Synergy beat Next Gen 2-0. Smash Dash beating Mariachis 2-0, which means the Polaris versus Ouroboros game, which might be more of a closer one than we thought, is still left to go.
Today, honestly, today is the worst.
We still have a little bit. We still have a little bit of time, and you know what we also have?
I forgot to pour on the liquid chalk today, and I think that's messing with my brain.
Oh.
Now I'm like, oh, I can't throw straight. I'm just throwing soup.
Gecko just
send me the brown envelope after this game. Yeah, make sure it's full.
Just loading up the dish shotgun and just shooting at everything and everyone. There we go. That casting screen. That's good. So, really, I want to echo what you said. A really strong, a really strong showing from Gravity. Even though they didn't need to necessarily, they both had a huge lead, and they were probably not taking this extremely seriously. They were probably being a little bit silly sometimes, which is fair, which is fine. So either way, it will be a GG for Gravity. And when we have our scores for Polaris and Ouroboros, we will be going into our third round, which is of course the... Oh, no, it's not. Third round, which will be streamed, I believe. And we do have 5 rounds, so I'm not actually sure if it's after 2 rounds or it's the last 2 rounds. Because if it's the last 2 rounds, we won't be streamed for the next round. But if it is, we'll figure it out. There's some people that's gonna tell us.
Indeed. And of course, we will be waiting around to see which games Jezzy and Blue are going to cast. But I can definitely say that the Synergy versus Gravity game today will be very interesting. Synergy are definitely going to want to win that one, because that means that they will be 4-1 at the same as Gravity. Otherwise, they will have lost 2 rounds today, and that is not something they're going to want.
Yeah, that's going to be quite bad for them, especially considering what we've seen them do beforehand. I kind of expect a little bit more. Are you... I think I've checked all of mine. Are you downloading something? Steam might have started something up or something.
No.
Because this is lagging out. It might just be Discord. Or it might just be my internet that's just bumble loading around. I'll just check Origin. Have you been a bad boy? Ugh, it sounded bad.
Well, my Origin and Steam and all that is all closed myself, so I'm not really sure why it's going to do that.
Well, we'll have to deal with it. For now, it does seem to go back and forth, but I will make sure... I'll try and make sure it doesn't happen for future streams, while also making that replay thing good. That was a sentence. So we are just waiting for Polaris and Ouroboros. In the meantime, I'll try and figure out if we can actually just stream whatever, or what is happening for us. I don't know. We don't know yet. Either way.
Still waiting to see what's happening with those results at the moment. I think the Polaris versus Ouroboros guys are still going, which means we could have had a 2-1 game for them, which would put Polaris in a similar situation to what Synergy did earlier, which I wouldn't personally have predicted, but you can only predict so much with these games, which is why it's so good.
Yeah, it's tough to predict things because there's so many things. There might be, good days, bad days. There might be a little bit of a bad connection, a little bit of thing here and there that just changes the game. And I think there was one 3-pointer that completely changed the game in the first game we had. Small things happen here and there that can really just mess with any prediction that we make. So we can do anything we want to, but it's not going to be correct a lot of the time.
Yeah, I get things wrong all the time. You know, it's just one of those things where you can guess and you can predict, but you're only going to get so much. So it looks like the game did have to go 2-0 to Synergy to next gen. We are going to be waiting now to see what happens from the third round, and of course we need to wait for confirmation as to which round is going to be streamed by VRL Challenger League. Of course, VR Challenger League. Calling it VRL Challenger League is a little bit like saying PIN number, because PIN means personal identification number. So when you say PIN number, you're saying personal identification number. When you say PIN number,
you put your PIN number in the ATM machine.
But otherwise, you'd have to call it pi number.
That sounds weird too. That's another thing completely, because pi is a really important mathematical constant. You can't do that.
Yeah, and someone just pointed out to me that for my YouTube, you've put /tutorialbot.
Tutorialbot. Ah.
I am Tutorialbot.
I am the tutorial bot.
I'll just get that fixed real quick.
I still think it's kind of funny. Tutorial.
Not a small
Sounds
team.
like someone saying it drunk. As tutorial.
Yeah, the voice is kind of roboty. There's nothing I can really do. I've optimized everything I can. I've even increased the bitrate.
It looks like to me, round 3 is up. There is Team Gravity versus Wasted Potential, Smash Dash versus Next Gen, Ouroboros versus Team Braindead, Polaris versus Synergy, and the default win goes to Marionettes. So I'm just going to get some confirmation now as to what's going to happen. Let's take a look.
I think if they're gonna stream it,
somehow you were able to make it worse, as it's now Tutorialbot.
Am I? Can I spell? Can I spell?
Above it, man.
Let me just. Okay, you know what? Oh my God, Tutorialbot. Jesus Christ.
I am Tutorialbot.
I am tutorial bot.
Both games started very good and then ended very good.
Alright, I'm just going to try and get some confirmation now as to what we are waiting for, so I can know.
There we go. It should be completely fixed. That's completely what your name is.
There we go. What are you? Your tutorial botacisis? What?
Tutorial Bottalicious. Oh.
Yeah.
It's good now. I think I've done it.
Okay, so they are. So VRL are going to be joining in from round 4, which means we have the next round to ourselves. So I'm thinking that maybe Ouroboros versus Team Braindead might be a good game. What do we think?
Yeah, I think I want to see Ouroboros again, because it might have just been a really weird game to start with, or they might be really just getting in there.
Alright,
and
let me message them now.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I had a story. You know that I'll just tell it while we wait a little bit. There we go. I was at the zoo earlier, and some German people asked me something, and I really had to resist the urge to say yes when the answer was yes, and that really freaked me out.
Confident at Synergy.
Wait,
Happened to me a lot.
there we go.
Yeah, see what we can get. I mean, we're still in this current one, but I'm gonna leave this. I don't know which one's gonna leave, but if Gecko leaves this, wait, we're already here. Nice.
Are we?
We're already in the right one. Look,
Well-
Ouroboros already in, which means we are already set.
I
Nice and convenient.
I can reuse my invite, hopefully. Oh my God! Come on.
Joining match.
Cool. Should we join in the correct one, right? Also might need
Yeah,
another
we're in.
invite.
I mean, look, we're already in.
No, I exited out because I thought we'd need a new one.
Okay.
Looks like ambient. Yep. Oh, hell yeah. So, things are good. Things are as they should be. It is just the names that are incorrect, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue, as it is only Oh, Jesus Christ, how do you spell this? Oh God.
So, orange team ready? No pressure, you've got exactly no seconds. So, we've got Ouroboros, who gave Synergy a run for their money and actually ended up beating them right now, versus Team Braindead, who on paper can very easily beat Ouroboros as well. So let's see what happens, because that may not be the case this time. Ouroboros performed very strong. I think we are going for a rematch. I don't think everyone was ready. I think someone did actually restart. I think Ravel needed to restart. Which means we're back to no time at all.
We might have to change servers.
Interesting.
This server is garbage. Guys, can we change servers?
Oh, we might need to change servers. Apparently there's something wrong with the ping. Can actually see it from within the spectator mode.
And all the voices are lagging, so can we just...
Looks like we're changing
I'll
servers.
see if I can copy, guys.
Right. So,
We
I'll
are,
just send
so
you
we are
that
changing servers, yeah?
sweet code again when we get in there.
Okay then. I'll exit out. I'm still without my headset, and I'm having to get into this through the means of coding and hacking and the matrix and all that kind of stuff. Actually, it's very simple, but to me it's not, because it involves numbers and stuff like that, and that hurts my little brain.
Oh, we're all... God damn it. There they are. My wonderful...
Is this
wonderful
intended
ones.
that we don't see anything yet? Yes, it is, because we had to exit out of that lobby, alley_dark, because they changed for ping reasons. So we're just waiting for the re-invitation, which hopefully they don't forget.
I'm in there.
And if you could give me the magic code, Malaran, I would appreciate it, because they
I'm
don't
not
hang
in
around for
the
long.
game just yet. They need to set that up. But it does sound like your voice has stabilized and we can actually hear you properly.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? This mic I bought that was so great when I got it, and I was so pleased how cheap it was, and it was supposed to be a temporary one. Turns out it wanted to be a temporary one because the quality of it has completely reduced. It's almost like it only had a month's worth of good in it. So now I'm gonna have to go out today and spend a little bit of buck on a new one, or just buy another cheap one, because this was really cheap. But it came with like it came with a mic arm, and it came with like pop filter and this shock mount and all that jazz. And I was ever so happy with it, but it's decided to deteriorate, which is kind of annoying, which means I'm gonna have to look into an alternative.
I could probably list off a few mics, because I, up until very recently, looked for mics myself. I just don't have a
Yeah,
reason
I mean,
to actually
the
set
only
up.
mic knowledge I have are ones that are in the region of about $2,000, because they're for actual, they're for voice acting and stuff. So, and I had one of those before, and it broke on me. So I have to look at what I'm gonna do in terms of that. I mean, the mics on the headsets of the casters for VRL are actually very good and very clear. So maybe we just have to poke them and say, hey, what you got? Give me.
Yeah, that could actually be... So I kind of want one of those too, because then you don't have to go back and forth and mix the sound depending on where you are in relation to the mic.
So Mateus is saying that it might be my voice.
Deteriorating, which is very possible.
You know, maybe ever
Let's hope
since you
not.
taught me that happened. But it is really fun to say.
I am even ordering.
Hello, I like a lot of
Big bucks,
things.
I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Wanna go like same with anybody ways in round things in your vein. You get sprung.
I should
Wow.
point out that we're actually starting. Oh, and we can actually see it. There we go, and we just get that. Yeah, Sundance and Torn will mimic this, and we'll keep possession
Hello.
for just a little bit. Oh, what was something? I don't know what happened there, but we are in the game now. Torn goes for the shot, gets 2 points for himself. That was weird.
Alright,
it
I'm not
works.
in the game.
You're not? Jesus, I'm an idiot.
Didn't.
But don't worry, I'm not that big of an idiot. I will keep saying that at least. God damn it. Yeah. It was bound to happen at some point, and now was the time. There we go.
Back off.
So the PE joust it looks for, it will be for Ouroboros, Gecko going for that Slow QB, sending it over to his teammate. Sending it back, just not necessarily going for a very fast goal, because it is right at the start of the round. They don't necessarily need it. They're going for a little bit of play down. This is what we'd expect from Synergy. Is this going to be a regular thing now? Because I really hope not, because it's not very exciting to watch. Oh, but Sundance will make it a little bit more exciting as he intercepts Torrent Ambient, just struggling a little bit to get a double stack. And that will make sure Ravel Affinity will get there first, but it's going to be a huge setback for them, as they might not... They will keep possession, and Lone Gecko might have a chance at an open goal. He will have an open goal, but he will miss it completely. And it will be up to the wonderful man of someone. I can't actually see who. Sundance will grab the disc in the end. And instead of going for the long shot open goal, we'll go for the pass to his teammate, which is a wise decision.
Torren with the disc at the back right now, going for a slow build up. He's not actually being pressured by anyone at all. They just seem to be watching him, and if he's not pressured, he'll just take it himself. He goes for a gentle pass to Sundance, who was waiting, and so was Ambient, who finishes that one, which means they are now another 2 points up. And VRL are going to be joined by our very own jersey today, Oculus VR Gaming, and man, what? Ramus. Why on earth would you name yourself Oculus VR Gaming? Like, you have no affiliation with Oculus. Why would you do that? It's so confusing, and it's very hard to reference you without sounding like you're selling something. But in any case, Ramus, it will be worth checking out today, as we've got one of our own with Blue, who is a fantastic caster.
Oh my god, that was really fast. Ouroboros going for that PE joust almost every time, seeing if they can get the disc just straight out of the hands. Torn will grab onto Gecko, and we'll grab it back for him. Going for a long pass back. Ooh, a missed pass will probably make sure this will go to Team Braindead. The team names are correct. I am very happy with myself. Ambient will send it back to Sundance. And it's not really going anywhere, but Lone Gecko might be able to change that as he grabs the disc. Goes for the long shot just at the bottom of the goal. That was great.
Yeah, if you'd have been probably 16, 17 or 18 meters away there, that might have been a ding. I think it was traveling further down more than Gecko wanted to. But what does it matter? Because it was a three-pointer and it was in. And that's all that matters right now, because Braindead are now just 1 point behind. And as we found out earlier on in the Synergy versus Ouroboros game, the 1 point can make a huge difference, as it did in those games. And now it will be Ouroboros Sundance, who is the usual QB, going for the tunnel pass down to Torren, who brings it back to Sundance, who's going to look for Ambient, who doesn't manage to get his hands on it, so the disc is free right now for Ravel, who is in control of it, sends a pass down to Finity, who's thinking about what she's going to do. She's going to go for some kind of clear. She knows that Sundance is in the tunnel, but she waits a little too long. Sundance gets hold of that, goes for the three, dings it, so it's now wild. That would have been a huge three-pointer for Ouroboros in this game, but it was not able to be converted. Ravel is in possession of the disc right now. Gecko holding on to it, waiting for Torren to commit so that he can push off. Goes for a pass down to Ravel, nice and wide, so that he can click the first. Finity with the open goal, gets the backboard, doesn't manage to get it in this time, which means it's going to be a clear away by Backlash. The disc moving around, Gecko in the way of any potential tunnel shot, but Torren is going to get the disc. I'm not sure if that was an attempted shot or just a panic pass down, but Ambient going for the backboard with a ding, which is Infinity from Braindead is going to pass it straight to Gecko, who gets the clear. Now they need to stack. Finity and Gecko stack, not able to work out for them this time, so Sundance from Ouroboros is going to pass down to Ambient, who opts for a back pass instead of the shot, and Sundance is now clear, but he is going to go for a pass which doesn't manage to make its way over to the intended partner, and the disc is free again. Sundance going for that open shot, not able to quite do it. Really not able to do it quite at all, but he puts it in for a 2 point, which means that they are now 6 points to 3 in the favor of Ouroboros, and quite a few missed shots then, quite a few opportunities.
a fair bit of missed shots. I will completely agree. And yeah, I'm sorry about the sound. I wish there was something to do to fix it, but I can't, unfortunately. So it's gonna sound like Tutorial Bot is in fact a bot for now. Sorry about that. But yeah, quite a few missed shots. A couple of missed passes here, but really, really good double stacking, at least most of the time. Let's see if they can keep this up. Gecko going for... he has to go away since Sundance and Ambient is there instantly as they happened before, and a great intercept from, I think that was Torren. Ravel will grab it back though, so this won't remain wild for long. Ooh, I missed one almost from Torren. He will grab it though, sending it up to his teammate of himself and going for the long pass to... I don't actually know who that was. That was Ambient going for the 3-point for himself. That was quite a messy goal, but they did get it in the end, and that's really what's important. And that's sending it up to 6 points ahead now, only 40 seconds left. I don't know about you, but I think this is gonna be a round for Ouroboros.
Malaran, let me try calling you, okay?
Yep.
Alright, let's see if this fixes it.
Let's try this. Eve, let's hope it does. Jesus, they're so fast.
Disc is free at the moment for Ravel, who has got himself a pass. It's an awkward bounce, but Gecko predicted it quite nicely, so he is in possession of it. He's going to go for a 3, and he gets it. He saw the distraction that was happening. I'm not sure if there was someone that was trying to punch it or not. He went for it anyway, and it was fast. It was really fast, which means he is going to be the 3-point scorer that happens. And this is what happens. Like, you can take those shots if you find those windows, and sometimes having your teammate jumping on someone can be all you need to take a 3. Now, he was really far when he took it, but at 18 meters a second, that was the speed he needed at least. I think Backlash are going to be annoyed that that one went in.
They definitely are, but with only 20 seconds left, we're going to have to see more of that amazing work. Ooh, it almost looked like that went in, but it won't quite. 15 seconds left. Ravel's going to get there, and he will have to do something fast. A failed clear. That is unfortunate, and someone will pick it up. Sundance will pick it up. Ambient will have it, and he will just hold on to it. He doesn't need to do anything with it, as it is 9-6 to Braindead. Good first round. Try and say something again?
Test.
Okay. I think we just need to restart after each round. Because it's deteriorating over time, it sounds like. So, I don't know. God damn it, Discord.
Maybe I'll restart my Discord after this and see what happens.
Let's both do that. It might be mine too. It might just be my internet. I don't actually know. I wish there was something I could do or anything, but I can't. It's frustrating. But, you know. It's always making me want to play. Yeah, I kind of want to play Echo Arena too, because this is... It's such an interesting game, and it is so... Like, that little 3-pointer. That kind of changed the round a little bit, because that could have been an easy comeback. Well, an easier comeback for Braindead if they got another 3-pointer. Actually made it possible.
So the PE joust from both teams now. We're going to see who gets there first. It will be Gecko from Team Braindead, and the entire Backlash team are out, which means he's got himself a 3-point opportunity, and he gets it, which means that is going to be a 3-point lead with less than 9 seconds into the round for Lone Gecko's team, Braindead. And at the moment, it does seem that Braindead are very good at the PE joust. They seem to be getting to that disc before a lot of other teams. In fact, I can't think of another team I've seen that has beat them to it. I mean, they've sometimes been the guys with the disc due to the missing, but they seem to be the ones that are there first.
Yeah, I mean, the jousting in general and their boosting in general has been just fantastic. Really, really good. And the double stacks have been faster than they should be most of the time, but it's just making things better for them. And that double stack for Braindead did not work out quite the way they wanted to, so they're going to be a little bit slow to get back, but it won't matter too much, as Ouroboros will take their time setting this up. Passing it around Affinity, but she won't stand for it as she slaps that away. And again, that double stack is there after a couple of seconds, not letting any time go to waste, going for that long shot. Oh, it will just sting out. That was so close. But it will end up in the hand of Affinity, sending it over to Sundance, who will also catch a fist. And they have a great opportunity for a goal here. Going for the 2 points and sending them comfortably in comfortably in the lead right now. 5 points is not much, but only a minute into the game is gonna be good for them, and it's gonna probably help them keep this momentum a little bit. Now, as you've said a lot of times, Ouroboros is not the team to take these back, but they might be able to this time.
Well, we'll find out now, as we still have another 4 minutes and 5 seconds of this, and this game has been quite back and forth, and they did win the last one, if not only just. So Sundance with his QB right now, he can see that they are stacked, which is a danger, so he opts for the fake. Ambient sending a pass down, which doesn't manage to make it to Torren as it bounces, so Finity will be the first one there. Rabble needs to collect it, but he's mistimed that, but luckily the bounce does come back for him, meaning he was able to go for the clear, but Sundance will be the recipient of that clear instead. Ambient looking for the pass down to Torren, who does manage to collect it. He's going to probably try and go for pass down to Sundance. He does. They're all completely set up right now, but off the head of Ravel, which means Gecko is now in possession of the disc. Not the clear he wanted, but he manages to get another touch on it. There is a clear and boost situation for them right now, though. Well, they're not able to quite get their hands on the disc. I think Torren does, so it's going to be a clear straight back down, and Rabble will be the guy to collect that as he now looks for his pass down to Gecko, who picks it up nicely. The Sundance sort of spraying his arms out in the angely way there to try and intercept that as much as possible. Some good controlled slow play from Team Braindead right now, as they're going to pass it around, but this is the problem with that slow play, is eventually someone sometimes makes a mistake, but that mistake will end up in the hands of Finity. Gecko chasing the disc now. He's got people on his tail, and he's always good at blocking when someone's behind him, and he'll go and get that 2-pointer. Yeah, Gecko's one of those people where you'll be chasing after him, and you'll think he is not aware that you're there, but somehow he is. And you'll go to punch him, and he'll just block. Just casually, not quickly, just block. And you'll end up punching yourself out, and that's exactly what happened then. You know, he doesn't tell the other person that he knows they're there. It's just very difficult to get your hands on him sometimes.
Yeah, he has quite a lot of spatial awareness. He is very much in the game. He can get in the zone quite quickly, and that's where he is very, very difficult to deal with. Especially since you think you have him, and then he just kind of blocks your shot, and then you're out of the game for a little bit. So does mean Ouroboros will have a chance to get things right for themselves, although a missed pass will make this very, very difficult. Finity has an open goal, doesn't go for it, probably wisely, as they don't really need to. They just need to slow play a little bit. They don't need Ouroboros to get the disc back, but they will in the end. Oh,
wow. Gecko holding on for it for a little too long. Ambient then taking it from him when he held on for it for too long, and then went for the 3. It was almost like it was all part of his devious plan.
That was a good 3 points for them, and that's quite a lead.
That's going to be, yeah. I mean, again, like I have not seen Ouroboros Backlash come back from a deficit like this before, and I say it every time, and I've never ever seen it happen yet. Which means, if that is the case, this will be a round 2 Braindead, which will put it into the 2-1. But with 2 minutes left, who knows? As Backlash Ouroboros are in possession right now. Ambient with the disc, slow pass back down to Torren. This is a very fast and aggressive, but great save down from, I can't tell if that was Rabble or Gecko. They both seem to be in goal at the time, but someone got their hands on it. Finity now checking around to see if she's got time for something. She waited way too long then, so that is going to be hands on from Sundance. Meaning the disc is free for Ouroboros if they want it. Can they get to it first? There's lots of fists. It will be Ambient that gets it. Sundance having to push off to catch that disc, meaning he's got less control. But Torren will throw it down to Ambient, who will float for the shot. Passes it to Sundance and gets it. That's a lot of passing around from Backlash. I can barely keep up with that. Every time you expect them to take the shot, they throw it forward to someone else, and that can be a very good thing for them, and sometimes it can be a very bad thing for them. They are known to be a little bit too much of an over-passing team. They'll often have an open goal and not take it because then they give the pass. But not sometimes, like in that situation, it works out very well for them.
They've been good at handling it lately, and this time I think it was appropriate, and they played it out and they executed when they should, and it went well for them. So just on them straight from the start. Torren getting that, Jesus Christ, getting that after a couple of seconds, punching out Gecko.
Something really stupid.
So Gecko there saying he decided to do something very stupid. I think that stupid thing there was that he just waited a little bit too long, and as Synergy found out, if you hold on to that disc a little too long on that block, this team Ouroboros can punish you, and that is exactly what they did to secure their win against Synergy. And Gecko, well aware of his mistake there, knowing that they're still 5 points up. I don't think they'll be doing it again for this round. I'm still going to expect it to go to Team Braindead.
Yeah, it's still 5 points, but Sundance will maybe get this back. He won't, as Lone Gecko gets an intercept. But, oh my god, they have been fast lately, and they are showing it again as Sundance will get their first. Finity will be there, but just a little bit too late. Lone Gecko will slap it back. Maybe Finity has a chance here. She needs to get there first. Sundance is a little bit ahead, but she will get there, setting it down to Gecko. Gecko sending it back to his teammate. Now they have a little bit of time to set up, but they don't need to set up. Actually, they just need to slow play because they're still 5 points ahead. Only 30 seconds left. Sundance will grab it. Sorry, that's Torun that will grab it. But they need to act fast. They need to act now. Torun going for the shot that will unfortunately bounce on some Geo, and that's more or less it. As Finity goes for the boop shot, that will just kind of flop out somewhere. That was not what she wanted it to. But she will get there in the end. Going for the long bounce shot, sending it in. Good one. That was a great finisher, and just really just the cherry on top. 20 seconds left, and not a lot that Ouroboros can do. This is the second match.
Yes, this will be going to a third round. Neither team pressing the restart button, so we're going to play out the 19 seconds just for the sake of it. And why not? It is their time to stay warm and to still try some things out and maybe get a consolation shot and score, as I often like to say. Sundance will just blissfully hold on to this now as he decides to pass it down to Torun, who goes for the backboard himself. He does, but it won't matter because with 5 seconds left, it is game. 3-pointer, backboard, anchor shot. We are going to be moving into the third. And this will be the second game, I believe, or third game, I'm not sure. I think the second game today, we've seen at least, where Ouroboros are putting a game to its third round.
Yeah, they've been doing that quite a bit. Didn't they do that last round too?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I think one of them it looked like they did against Polaris, but in any case, they are technically undefeated except for Gravity. Have they played Gravity yet?
They haven't.
They haven't. So I think
do,
at the moment,
we'll see that.
I'm pretty sure they're undefeated right now. So we are going to see a very tasty Ouroboros Gravity game today. So possibly.
I wanna talk about, because you said that Gecko held on a bit too long, and I in regular circumstances I would agree, but I think he's holding on for as long as he kind of is used to. But I think it is Ouroboros they're very, very fast. They're faster than we've seen most teams like do consistently, which is quite interesting. Yeah. That PE joust really helps them. So.
Yeah, basically, we're going to be going to the third one now. Let me just... Lauren, if you could invite Nada when you get a chance after the next shot. She has asked you could.
Oh, I will. After the next one, I will definitely invite her. But yeah, a really good... okay, Jesus, you take over. I need to do something.
Okey-doke. It is going to be Ouroboros who are in possession right now. It's a nice pass down to Torun, who's checking behind him. He's constantly aware of that two-man stack, but that two-man stack has split up, so it's going to be a frisbee pass to Ambient, who slaps it down to Sundance. Ambient he's got someone in the way right now. Some great man-mark defending from Team Braindead. Gecko on the shield right now. Torun is waiting behind the goal, and if he gets it, he's going to put it in. He does get it, and he does put it in. So it is now 2 points to Ouroboros.
Not a one at NY, right?
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. I'll get that done real quick. There she is. There you go. Now I can get a couple. There we go. Timing is perfect as we just get back now. only 2 points have been scored. So it's 2-0 to Ouroboros. They might be able to keep this momentum going for a little bit. It's what they need to if they want to win this whole thing. Nada, of course, not joining as a late sub. She's just joining for something. Gecko sending it down to his teammate.
All the time, all the time, all the time.
Just going for open comms here, something we like to see. Infinity will send it in, assisted by Ravel, sending it just back and forth. One more time than I think Torin was expecting, and then that just happened to go. And I say that was actually a really well set up and well executed shot. So that will put them in even.
That's right, so it's 2-2 right at the moment, and we are in the third round, so we are looking at a very close contested game at the moment as well. But with 3 minutes and 52 seconds to go, that is open for any one of these teams to win. And it is going to be an almost intercepted QB down to Torin, who has managed to find his pass to Ambient, who will bring it back to Torin on his favourite place. A nice little pass up to Sundance, who finishes it. So that will be a very quick conversion of 2 points for Team Ouroboros, putting them 4 points up, and Braindead on there too.
That was really efficient, and I think that's what you kind of want right now. If you're Ouroboros, you want. Well, we've said this a couple of times before, but you want to have a lead to work with. They usually play better when they're ahead, and that is. They're playing very, very well right now. Braindead is just keeping up with them. So this double stack from Braindead. What is happening in here? I don't know. But this double stack from Team Ouroboros might be able to kind of figure out what is happening here. Infinity will get the disc. They'll just play it a little bit slow. They have some time. There's still 3 minutes left of this game. So they will... They have some time to set up, have some time to work with. They don't need to be really aggressive, but they will get it as Gecko.
And Gecko goes for the just kidding. A little, just a little info on the just kidding. If you take a shot, it bounces back to you, and then you score it. That is the just kidding. Gecko very fond of using the just kidding. I invented that purely because I was missing a lot, and so whenever it bounced back into my hand again, I wanted to pull it off like I meant it to be that way in a jokey fashion. Gecko also sometimes getting the old bounce, and that is the just kidding. So now it is 4-4 to both teams, being completely even. Sundance with his QB. He's going to hold on to it to see what the stack are going to do. They are still stacked. Ambient sends a fast pass down to Torin, who's able to get hold of that. The stack from Backlash right now, from Braindead, is still alive. Torin has got his pass option open, which is Ambient. He gets it sent back down. Oh, great save off the backboard by Ravel, who manages to get the clear as well. And now it's going to be a stack race, but it looks like Ouroboros are going to be the first one there, and at least Torin is, but he's got 2 men chasing him, so he has to throw it back quickly, but it wasn't very fast because of where he was traveling. When you're traveling backwards in this game, the disc speed is slowed down by quite a bit, and it can be very difficult. Ravel not able to catch the pass. Finity will get it instead. She sends it down to Gecko, who sends it straight back over to Ravel, and they look like they are set up to do something, and do something they will, but Sundance pushes out, breaking up that attack, but Braindead are put together again to send the disc straight back again. There was almost no time at all. They managed to get back on that. Sundance sending it back, but Gecko catching it, going for the shot and getting it. That again is going to be huge, because now they are up by 3 points. And being up 3 points in these close games today has been the difference between a win and a loss in some instances, especially when it comes down to just 1 point. And as I said before, that was the downfall of Synergy today. So will that be the downfall of Ouroboros? Will that 1 point that they got against Synergy haunt them now against Braindead? Although technically it's 3 points at the moment, you know what I mean.
Yeah, they can very quickly make up that deficiency, and again, really, really fast double stacks all around. Oh, unfortunate, a pass goes to no one, but Ambient will pick it up after a little bit. Gecko will be there trying his best to maybe get something, but it will end up in the hands of Torin. Torin will send it back. That pressure from Braindead is just astounding. They're really just going for the disc whenever they can, but it will end in Torin's hands, and it will end inside the goal for the almost Almost just kidding, it just bounced in the goal instead.
As I had predicted before, with that 1 point situation, that is exactly what we're dealing with right now. We have got that 1 point difference between Team Ouroboros and Braindead. So, that 1 point, is it going to be the thing that haunts them? But with 1 minute and 35 seconds left, I'm expecting to see some more shots, some more goals on the board. And it will be Braindead right now. Goes for the immediate fast pass down to Rabble, who doesn't manage to get it to his intended target. Instead, Torrin is going to be the one that collects it. Ambient now in possession of that, usually underneath his teammates, which is where he likes to be. Torrin is intercepted by Lone Gecko, which means now the disc is going to be theirs if they want it, but it's a misclear. Lots of punching. Rabble staying blocked throughout. That means that he will be the sole survivor of it. He sends it in the direction of the other team, though, because Ambient now is gonna be the one that does hold on to it. A little turn from Sundance as he looks for his option, which is Torrin, who pushes himself off, bringing it down to Ambient, who finishes that. And now the 1 point has switched sides, and it is now 1 point once again to Ouroboros. And my goodness, if they win this by 1 point, that will be the second match today that they have won in the third round by just a single point.
And that will keep them in this undefeated state that they've been in. Really just, I mean, they've just elevated their play a whole lot, because they used to be up there, but now they're really up there. So we're probably going to see them against Gravity if they win this, which will be an exciting match to watch. Going for a very quick one is Braindead, but that will unfortunately fail, as Torrent will be in the path of the disc, picking it up for his team. But it is wild as it just gets slapped away towards the goal of Braindead. Ooh, someone might get there first. It will be Gecko passing that back, going for the clear. That will unfortunately not be end up where it needs to. Ambient is just there, but has no one to boost with, so that will be a slow.
Oh, the disc is free.
Oh my god, what is happening? No one's really grabbing on the disc any sort of significant time. The clears are not going where they should. They're bouncing all around. They need to slow it down a little bit. They need to go for this maybe safe point, and they won't. But it's only 2 seconds left.
So once again, Ouroboros have beaten a team in the third round by a singular point. A singular point. Both teams played tremendously well then, and when you consider how well Synergy played against them as well, Ouroboros are really turning up today. But again, with that 1 point change, just goes to show how massive those 3-pointers can be to the other team when it comes down to it. So Synergy and Braindead losing to Ouroboros by just a single point. Just a single point.
Why are there 5 spectators?
In the end, that point is, I mean, that's all that's needed. And they got in there undefeated. That's when I woke up today and you said, "Hey, Ouroboros is going to be undefeated in the third round," I wouldn't have believed you. They really did it. They're really going in there.
So Synergy beat Polaris 2-0. Smash Dash beat Next Gen 2-0. Marariaka's got the default by win. Team Gravity beat Wasted Potential 2-0, and it was Braindead that lost to Ouroboros, giving Ouroboros the win 2-1 by again a single point. And we will be moving into the fourth round very shortly.
And it looks like, since we have now 5 spectators in this game, that someone in here will be spectated, as everyone from ESL has joined. So I think we won't be able to stream whatever's happening here.
Well, it means we will leave and make room for those guys.
He's telling them they can start, so we need to get out of here right now. Do you have... Oh, God, not now. God damn it, headset. For fuck's sake.
Okay, well, Team Braindead versus Polaris must be the one they're going for, surely, right? Oh, no, it's Ouroboros versus Team Gravity, I assume. Let me just check.
Yeah, probably. I will just need to restart my headset real quick because it is lagging out or something. No, but we should be back there. Oh, rounds up.
Yes, we do. It's we got Smash Dash and Synergy. So
teams, not teams. Results.
So
we do.
Gravity
so
versus.
Have you set the rounds yet?
It looks like Gravity versus Ouroboros is
Oh wait,
probably
I
going
can't
to
hear
be
you.
the.
God damn it. Hold on just a quick second while I There we go, try and talk. There we go. Jeez, things are back now. Great.
Okay, so what I think we're gonna do right now is we are gonna go for let's go for a lower tier game right now. Let's go for the Mariacas versus Wasted Potential.
You've been seeing Marcel in chat as well.
Yes, I know he was asking before, and we haven't followed them for a while. So let's do that now. So let's ask them for an invite.
Yes. And who are they against?
So it is Team Mariacas versus Wasted Potential. So we're gonna need an invite. Gravity Ouroboros is gonna be picked up by VRL, I believe. That's what.
Yeah.
That's the way we're gonna do it. We are working with them to make sure that the best games are being streamed at least, and of course. VRL need to do 2 rounds now.
Jesus, that's a table.
Indeed. So we need. I mean, are you ready to receive an invite?
I am ready to receive an invite. They can just push it my way.
So let's have a look. Wasted Potential. On Wasted Potential is David Jewell. I don't think I've got any of those guys, so we're going to need an invite from either Dage, Middleman, Sir Dominic, or to Niles. Let me ask Niles now if you can invite.
Oh, there we go. Send an invite. Dominic.
Do you? Green.
No, that's the wrong one. God damn it. So Dominic has decided to join me.
Hello.
So you sent an invite to him and he joined you, yeah?
Yes.
And you gotta hate it when that happens. You gotta hate it when that happens.
Well, I'll inform him of this. Hey, Dominic! 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 Dominic!
I'll let you deal with that. Don't forget my magic
Invite
code
me.
if you do this again.
Invite me! Yes! I won't forget the, I'll spurt the magic your way. Don't worry.
Do you like chicken?
Like what?
Chicken. Like,
Oh, I love chicken. It depends, but I love chicken, yes.
So, while we sit here and wait, I was hoping the invitation was going to come while I said that, but it hasn't. So I don't actually have anything. Apart from that, it does seem like your voice has not been cracking up into being a robot, which is good. Although everyone else's.
You are now self-muted.
They're not.
Are you getting your invitation?
I haven't yet. That's
Uh-huh.
worrying.
So much cool skin. I don't have any.
Can you tag Dage in the
Yep.
in
I'll
some?
try.
I'm not playing.
He seems to be. He's pretty good at responding.
oh, you're lagging. We can hear you. That's just.
I might have Dage.
These guys are a little less active in Discord than some of the guys that we've been currently following, which means if they don't necessarily know they're going to be streamed, we have to wait.
Oh well, I did get an invite from Sundance, but I'm pretty sure we shouldn't be joining that one.
That's not the person that we are getting, I believe. I think Nado's the one that wanted that.
I'll see if I can get some messages out there.
Alright, well, yeah, we've asked the regular. I mean, we can't. If they don't invite us, then unfortunately we can't do it. Maybe see. There's another game. Synergy Smash Dash. We'll give them another minute, and then if not, we're probably gonna have to pursue a different game to stream.
Ooh. Was that
Did you
it?
get one?
Sir Dominic has invited me to play Echo VR.
There we go. We have got liftoff. That's what we need.
Great.
And don't forget the magic code.
I will send the magic your way. Sounds like a drug deal? It kind of is. Wait, already a spectator? Wait, who's in here? Doug. Just making sure it isn't... What the... I don't actually know who's in here.
Well...
Oh well. I hope it's not someone from ESL. If it is, please...
They are not.
somebody
They're not
stream it.
custing this one. Don't worry, dude. Don't forget the magic code.
Magic is just being generated right now. I've generated the magic. The magic has been copied, and the magic has been sent.
Go.
Oh, so there we go. Oh, and team names, of course. Of course. Mariachis, Waste Potential. Mariachis is... I don't actually know who Mariachis is. Which one of them are they?
Mariachis is to Niles, Middleman, and Dahuggy. Dougie, Dage, however you like to say it. I know Niles likes to call him that. Blue team look like they're ready.
Seems like Sir Dominic is on the Mariachis team. And Waste Potential being Simon. How do we say that? Simon?
Sim?
Yeah, let's call him Sim.
Oh, so
Sim
it must be Ducky
Louis.
that's actually watching, and Sir Dominic must be playing then. It's not the same as the ones on the actual page. This is very confusing, but whatever.
We'll
They look
figure
like
it
they
out.
know what they're doing because they are off.
Got my hand not working? Okay, there we go. So it looks like things are going the way they should. We are not seeing any PE joust for any of the teams. I do believe we're just seeing the regular standard joust, so it will be a little bit slower. But either way, it does not matter. It matters who's get there first, and it will be Team Mariachis that gets there first. Although they won't keep the disc for very long. That might change right now. They will grab the disc. They will have a slight opportunity here, and they will take it for the first 2 points. Only 12 seconds in. So Dominic, I think he's subbing in. He must be. But he gets the points anyway.
Beginner's luck. Beginner's luck.
Luck.
Now, I have seen David and Louis in there, but I've never seen Sim before.
Yeah, he's
a
a
new
new
player.
guy for me as well. I've said Sir Dominic before, but Simon, assuming that's not a Smurf account, and Lewis Animo, never seen these guys. They must be from the realms of pubs, but they are off right now. And interestingly enough, Simon actually, his level is actually 69 as well. I'm not sure how that's quite possible.
No, it's the numbers. It's their number.
Has it changed now? Because it used to show
is.
yeah, it has changed. I am way behind the times because it used to show level 50 or level 1, and I got myself confused. And in that confusion, Sir Dominic for Team Mariachis did score a 2-pointer.
Good. I mean, good 2-pointer. Nothing fancy there. Just a standard backboard pass into it. He saw there was a goalie. Would have probably saved it. Going for the backboard is it's simply more safe, and if you can actually make that shot, it will usually go in. So, I mean, it's just extending the lead a little bit. Only 30 seconds in, they already have 4 points ahead. Oh, that missed pass, unfortunately, will make sure it might go a little bit higher. Simon will be there to pick it up, though. So let's see where this goes from here.
Wounded up pass then down by I think it was Lewis. He was like kind of like he tried to wind up some speed, a little unorthodox, but he managed to get it where it needed to be. The disc is going to be free right now. It's going to be up to Sir Dominic to collect that first, as he is the first one there. The pass, I think that was a pass, actually ended up going to Bowtie, but Middleman will collect it, who sends it towards goal, but there's someone in goal to collect that, and he does. But he has got himself a situation for a clear and boost, and yet he's holding it. I think Lewis would rather go for a pass, but he goes for the clear anyway. But the guy had already jumped off, so the disc is going to be free right now. I'm not sure if Lewis knows where it is, so it's going to be slapped away by the Mariachis. The disc is bouncing down at the moment. It's going to be up to the first person to get there. It should be Niles. It isn't, though. Disc is floating up, and he's going to go for an ambitious clear or shot. A little hard to tell, and Niles will be the one to collect it.
I think, yeah, that was... It's tough to tell whether it's a clear or shot. Either way, it did fail, and it looks like Mariachis is fighting for just any mention of the disc in their hand, and it's not going well for them, although Sir Dominic will grab it. He won't really have many people to pass that to, since they're all kind of marked for this, although he will get it between the proverbial legs of the opposite team, and it will now be quite easy for them to get it in. They just need to pass it around a little bit, but people will get punched out. That's unfortunate. They will open up with the disc, so they have another shot at it. Middleman sends it over to Niles. Niles gets stolen and sends it straight into a block that will ensure it won't go far. They have yet another chance if they can grab this disc, make sure it's not wild for too long. So Dominic sends it up to Niles. Niles does not know it was for him. He will get there, though, with a
hit
punch
him in
out.
the face then. It's going to send a pass up to Sir Dominic, who manages to time the bounce to receive the disc. He's got an option. He goes for the backboard instead of that pass. That greed will cost them possession of the disc, though, as Orange team have got a clear off, and their boost is first but not faster, meaning that it will be the Mariachis that ends up with the disc, which is now bouncing quite conveniently for Niles, who goes for the shot. Oh, and it's just a little bit out. A nice little touch back there to Lewis, who's going to go for that clear, and it's going to be another stack race now.
Does look like Wasted Potential will get there first, sending it down, but Middleman and Niles will be in that double stack, just going straight past. They see the disc have already been picked up. They go down to intercept that shot. Will get it up there. Will get another 3 points for themselves. Only a minute half left. That took 3 minutes for any goal to be made. That's a long time. And yeah, only a minute half left. 7 points ahead. Team Mariachis is in a great position right now. They just need to keep this pressure on, and I mean, if they keep making this many mistakes, it's going to be tough for Wasted Potential to get back. Although there still is a shot. 1 minute 22 is not an insurmountable lead of 7 points. So
yeah, this is the first time we've seen Wasted Potential as a team as well. So they're a cup experience. The fact that I've never heard of them or seen them before. I know I've seen David Jewell in some pubs. The other two I'm not even aware of from pubs. So they are a new team right now, and they are kind of holding their ground, considering, because Mariachis are no joke. But the disc is in the Mariachis half right now, and it will be them that gets to it first with the nice stack. And now Wasted Potential are going to need to stack if they're going to want to get there and do something. Otherwise, it's going to be a goal, but they don't get there in time. So Niles puts it away for another 2 points. And now Mariachis are up by 9.
it's a tough position to be in for Wasted Potential. But I feel like if what they should do now is what we've seen other teams do, is kind of do a mental reset, say we can't really make 9 points in 43 seconds. So we'll just think about the next round now. We can still win the next round, and then there's a round after that we also need to win this game, because this round is kind of over. But you still have time to maybe sort of get that mental reset, sort of get your things warmed up, maybe try something new, and it's going interestingly. They haven't lost a point yet. So let's see, Lewis in goal. Just getting dinged on. But it will keep keep possession for Team Mariachis. They will send it up to Sir Dominic. Sir Dominic will send it straight into the hands of Louis, who will go for a pass, I think that was. Unfortunately, there was no one there. Simon will be there to pick it up, though. Clearing that down, making sure there will be no more points this game for Team Mariachis. And he will... What? He will get the shot. That's... I'm not gonna say that was... That was good. Let's just call it good. It was good for them. With 2 seconds left. Not gonna be much time to do anything with it. But they're gonna play it out, which is of course because they can't technically restart the game. They shouldn't restart the game, so they won't, and the round will be over. And our first round will go to Team Mariachis. Good one for them. That was a lot of good pressure, not really letting Wasted Potential get in there. Of course, they did get 3 points. I'm just gonna say that was more of a fluke. I don't know if it was a fluke or if what it was. It definitely wasn't planned. Let's just say that. That was kind of an interesting thing. Just getting a couple punches in there on the training dummies to be ready.
Orange team ready. Round starting in 15.
So our second round is starting. This is where Wasted Potential might be able to make a comeback for themselves if they are lucky. T-Bot, are you there? You seem very
I am
quiet.
indeed. I am indeed. I was merely listening to you, and now
Okay.
it is going to be a punched out denials as Simon or however you say his name, because he has a 3 in it, sends the disc towards the enemy and goes for the round. That is, it was him that did it. He seems to be quite fond of the old windmill shot and pass, and he uses it then and it works out. So they're actually the first ones to get points on the board. It took them a very long time. I only think they got points into the last 2 seconds of the game last time.
Yep.
Now, they've actually started this one with a lead.
A good one at that. I mean, 2 points isn't much, but it's 2 points right at the start. They might be carrying over that sort of momentum, and they might just be going hard for it. They're going to try the PE joust now, which I think we'll keep a look at, see how that goes. It goes quite decently, actually. They will get there, they will punch out the QB, but it won't matter much, although a failed pass will ensure they will probably be able to keep their pressure on a little bit more than they usually do. So Dominic here, just sending it up to his teammate. It will be possession for Team Mariachis, but let's see if we can get some change in Wasted Potential to make sure they'll get that back, get it down. Setup goes out. It won't go in as Louis grabs that more of an intercept than a save. Either way, it won't go in. It will keep possession for himself. Little man just being in there, hiding, but won't get the disc. I'll get it in the end, though. Denard's missing that pass. That is unfortunate. Louis will be there. Quite a decent goalie, actually. He's been catching a lot of the things that is coming his way. Been very much in the right position at the right time. And Simon, with a great intercept, sending it up to his teammate, who unfortunately we have another person to deal with. And going for that shot in, actually leading with 4 points now. Really good.
Yeah,
for
very
them.
interesting that they went behind so quick last time, and they didn't get any points onto the board until it didn't matter at all. And now they're actually up by 4 points in this game and are taking the lead. And of course, with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left, that doesn't mean much, especially when you consider how many points Team Mariachis had in the last game. But maybe, just maybe, this new team can take a round.
I kind of hope they can, because I love to see new blood coming up, because they always have weird ideas of how this game needs to be played. Always have interesting plays and interesting jousts and things like that. They won't end up with the disc. They're going to have to hold their ground a little bit before they can get possession. So Dominic catching it, sending it in for 2 points. The first 2 points for them, Team Mariachis. It's gonna get possession to Wasted Potential here, so there might be a little bit of a change in how we see this game played now, because we we've seen plenty of failed jousts for Wasted Potential, but they might have been reinvigorated by their lead and be doing a lot better now. So, Wasted Potential going out here. Let's see what they're gonna go for. Just a standard joust, something we see very often. Going for a sort of a oblong triangle, going for the shot already. That will of course miss because he was going backwards, so that disc had nowhere near enough speed. He will catch a ride very quickly though. He will be ridden a little bit as he also gets punched out by Sir Dominic. And Sir Dominic will grab this disc, sending it over to no one. Quite a panic throw. And he will get punched out in the end too, so there will be no real gain from that. Other than Wasted Potential will gain the possession, sending it down to Denials, and Denials sending it up. There's no one in goal though.
Taking that one away. Great three-pointer, completely out of nowhere. I think he saw that opportunity. He's got a fantastic underarm, Denials, which means he's now put his team up by that 1 point. We have seen that today. That 1 point has meant so much, especially to Ouroboros. So that 1 point is amazing.
That's really good. That's really where they want to be right now, because of course if they win this, they're gonna just win the whole round. So the whole round. And that's kind of where you want to be, although they're probably gonna be a little bit more aggressive now, because 1 point is just not enough to be comfortable. Oh, and as we talk about it will happen. I was talking about a 2-pointer there, but not a 3-pointer. That is pretty good for them, sending it up 2 points ahead. Making sure they're outside of a 2-pointer goal lead.
Another 3-pointer in the... I mean, that was a 3-pointer from the other team this time, so two 3-pointers have been traded back and forth right now.
Wasted Potential. They haven't wasted their potential just yet. Haha. Good joke, thank you. Denials ending up with the disc, but getting punched out. We're seeing a lot of punches here in this game. It's something I'm very happy with. Punches are a very, very tactical thing to do. So now we'll end up with it. Going for...
Miles putting in a 2, making it up to 7-7. This team obviously not wanting it to go to a third, and they did win the first one, and they're hoping to win this one as well.
Let's see if they can. I hope they can. I kind of want to see a third one. Mostly because just yesterday we were talking about games not going to 2-1 ever. And we've seen, what, 3 today? Something like that? It's been quite insane, quite good. So, going for a very quick one here. They obviously want to get some points fast, but instead of going for a one-on-one in goal, he is going to just hold on to it a bit longer and send it down, but Dominic will be there to grab it. He'll get punched out, and David will send it down to, unfortunately, an unaware player. Simon will not quite make the pass happen, and Louis will miss it out. And it's going wild. No one's really capitalizing on the mistakes that have been made by the passes, and we see here something we only see in combat, either crabbing, and that crabbing will not end up in anything good as Sir Dominic grabs it, sends it down for a good clear. Now we just need to see who wins the race of getting down there first. It will be Wasted Potential, but they'll just miss the disc as Denials takes this, sending it up to his teammate Dominic, who will get punched out. Going for the clear down. That won't quite be a clear down.
Miles looks like he's going to go for, I think that was an attempt at a backboard shot. It was quite slow though, and it wasn't quite on target, so it didn't have its intended purpose. But there's a lot of punching on going right now, and it will be Middleman who ends up with it, who does manage to get the disc floated down to Niles, who's going to try and duck under the danger, but gets punched out in the process. A slight misclear from this, the team, not quite potential team.
Wasted
Potential. And the disc is going to be for Denials to try and clear now, and it is a little bit better, but Niles has punched out. So much smacking out happening right now. It's going to look like it's going to go to OT if one of these teams doesn't get some scores done. And it's looking like it's definitely going to happen, although there is possession in the tunnel. He manages to wiggle his way around the defender and hold on to it for that pass, which gets past one guy, but doesn't manage to get past the second, so he will be punched out, and now it's going to have to be a very fast clear and boost if they're going to want to do anything with it. It doesn't look like they will. It's just out in time, which means we are going to go to OT for this one.
From what we saw in the first game, I was not expecting an overtime here, but that is how it is, and I think we saw... I can't quite remember who actually won the jousts. So it's going to be interesting to see who actually wins it. We're not seeing any PE jousts, we're just seeing standard, how they know, what they know how to do. Ooh, unfortunately, a little bit of a missed one will make sure that it will be, Team Mariachis that gets it, but in the end, Wasted Potential will grab it back. And this double stack might be the key to get this, because they, of course, only need a single point, a single goal. Anything will do. Going for the clear. The Niles will be a little bit slow.
So Niles' team needs to win this one if they want to take out this team with a 2-0. Otherwise, it will go down to a third round to decide who is going to be the overall winner in these games. At the moment, the pressure is on Wasted Potential, but they're able to get hold of the disc. I imagine there's going to be a clear coming soon. Still managing to move out of the way of the opposition at the moment. It's a bounced pass, well caught, calculated by Niles, who's going to go for the long shot but doesn't quite manage to get it. However, the disc is in the hands of Middleman, who's punched out, and that disc is going to be sent back comfortably to Lewis by his own team. But Mariachis are very fastly boosting back home. They just need to make sure that they get hold of the disc, as they haven't done before. It looks like neither team are able to be the ones to actually get it. So it's going to be free. A nice clear out of there by Sir Dominic means that they are going to have to go fast to put this away to end this, because we will be going to a second round of OT until someone scores. With 35 seconds left, though, and the disc is free at the moment, it could be any team.
Going for the long clear, just getting that disc away from his goal, but not really passing it to anyone in particular, just getting it away. And I think that's kind of what you need. I think you kind of want to reset now and try and go for it again, because there's only 12 seconds left, and any shot that's going to be taken now is going to be in a little bit of a panic, not probably be as set up as it probably should be. It is going to be taken, though, and it's going to go in. A long shot through the mail slot. That's a hell of a way to end off this second round.
Mariachi is making sure, with 2.99 seconds of overtime to go, that this game does not go to a third round, which means we have got our results for this game 2-0. Synergy beat out Smash Dash 2-0. Next Gen got the default win. Team Gravity beating Ouroboros 2-0. Team Braindead beating Polaris 2-0. So we just need to wait for these guys to update their results, and then we will have our fifth round lineup.
It was great.
I'm expecting to see the Synergy versus Gravity game.
Yeah. It's, well, maybe. How many have Synergy won, actually? What are the rankings right now? Synergy won most of theirs, right? Yeah, they won 3 and lost 1. And Gravity, of course, won all of them. And we have seen Ouroboros versus Synergy, so it's probably going to be Synergy versus Gravity. It's completely correct. But that will most likely be streamed by VRL, since that is the game to watch. Let's see if we can predict who else that will be.
Yeah, I'm just passing that on now to make sure that they are going to be that is going to be the games to watch. After all, our global efforts at the end of the day are for virtual reality esports games in general, especially for our own precious Echo Arena. So making sure that it gets as much attention as possible is very, very important for everyone here who loves it.
That was freaky. I think.
What was freaky?
Because I was just, you had a pause there, and I just finished your sentence in my head, and you said precisely what I thought.
Can you stop reading my mind? That's illegal.
I'll try, but I mean, I can't control it, apparently. Jesus, that was weird. Anyways, good game to Team Mariachis. I think we saw them way back in the 4 weeks ago, I think, in the first cup, and they played quite well then, and they played quite decently today. So.
Okay, so the lineups next are going to be Team Gravity versus Synergy, Polaris versus Next Gen, Wasted Potential versus Smash Dash, and Ouroboros versus Mariachi. So I believe Polaris and Next Gen will be the best thing, as we have not seen anything from those guys.
Yeah.
So let's give them a ping.
Let's see, because they usually pick 2. No, wait, do they not usually pick 2 games?
No, what do you mean 2 games? Why would they pick 2 games?
They've sometimes picked a backup game, but they haven't done it today, so I might just be... My brain just might be... There we go. So yeah, we'll try and get into that one.
I mean, I pushed for... What am I... I'm suddenly spectating a very random game.
Oh, it's because of the spectator mode. They ended the lobby here, so that you're gonna go out in spectator mode. It's just gonna put you in random game. That's how the script is set up.
I'll end out this then. But yeah, I think Polaris versus Next Gen is probably the best thing, but we will wait for some confirmation before we get stuck into that.
We will. I will be right back.
Okie dokie.
Although, when I am gone, could you please tell me what do you think of Wasted Potential as a team from what little we've seen of them?
Well, it seems to me that they're a wasted potential. Yeah. 1 moment, I just need to do this. What? Wait, what?
What? What's happening?
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. We might have to do... Well, they don't do the same teams twice, so...
No, it looks like in the... Wait, are you not in that one? You should be.
Joining match.
I am... Hang on, I am. I haven't... Let me read it. Let me read it.
Looks like they're Matty and... Yeah, looks like they are going for that one.
Yeah? They're gonna do it?
It looks like they're going for Synergy versus Gravity.
Okay, that's good. They've got it.
I don't know which one I'm in. Not the correct one. Either way, so we'll just send one out to Polaris, see if they can get us in there. There we go. Martin the Third. Martin, give me an invite. Who else are in those teams?
On Polaris, it is Martin III, Infiltrate, and Al Pacino. Al Pacino has acknowledged it, so Malaran, let me just make sure he knows who he is inviting.
Oh, I'm
okay, if you could give me that code.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
And you won't need to do this next week. I will hopefully have my headset by then.
Well, it's not too much of a bother for either of us, so it's... Well, I don't know for you. It's not for me. As we have the lovely
when you
Mateus.
remember to give me the code, it's not a bother.
When I actually remember it, it's going well. Oh, wait, I need to go and spectate. God damn it. There we go. Oh, hi. Oh, Jesus. I just deafened everyone. Have a good game. Have a good game.
Do we need to use open comms or not?
Now we're there.
We do, but I'm not going to. 'Cause I'm a bet.
Oh, it's Swingly, Lazy, and Felix. Ah!
No, I just
So
wanted to
blue
ask.
team is of course Polaris and the next gen.
We don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll do it open.
Oh,
But we'll meet you.
yeah.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final game for tonight, round 5. This is going to be Polaris versus Next Gen. Next Gen being some old members of the community, but I didn't know they had a team, actually.
Yeah, so I'll meet you.
Exactly. I mute only my team.
Just waiting for these guys to start
I
now.
the enemies. Screen.
Not to take your attention away from us, although it's more likely to be watching this back as a video. But Synergy versus Gravity are currently going to be streamed on the VR Challenger League Dutch.
It is. I can just
I'm
find
going
a
to
link
stick a
for
link in chat, and there you go. Do give that a shout out. Support VR Challenger League and support Echo Arena. We need people to realize just how amazing this Spotlight-like game is.
So what do you need to do? You need to open both of them up, and then you need to take the VR Challenger one at half volume, because Blue and Jersey are quite good. You need to have us at full. That's how it is.
You're good, kid. Real good. As long as we're around, you'll always be second best, see?
Yeah, see? That's such a fun voice to do. I've forgotten, but
Yeah, especially when they say words like, instead of certainly, they say certainly.
Certainly. Why, mate? So I don't actually know what we're waiting for. But looks like they're just discussing strategies, and it did sound like they're both going to go open comms. So that's
Okie
gonna
then.
be good.
Orange team ready, blue team are ready. So this is the last game today that we will be streaming. And it is in the orange team,
Polaris.
Next Gen versus Polaris, who are doing the PE launch. And off they go. They are very good at it, and they will be the first ones to get to the disc, as Martin III is in possession right now as the pressure guy swipes past him. Al Pacino looking for his pass there. A nice position from Al Pacino on the shield, who does get punched out. He was seen by Felix. Lazy Goblin going for the clear, but actually hits Bowtie, meaning the disc will pass back down to Martin, who finds Infiltrate. And now I imagine Al Pacino will be going back into a position for a strike as well. Martin does manage to find him. Al goes for the overruns, and it's in for 2 points, putting them up 2-0.
I mean, really good. I want to ask you a quick question though, because you probably know more about this than I do. You just saw the replay that good conversion. But was it Martin? They were the first one we saw that had the PE joust. Were they the ones that actually came up with it, or how was it?
So it's up for a great debate, and I'll let you know what that debate was after we see what happens here. Because it is very interesting. Lazy Goblin going for a pass down to the tunnel. He gets it to his guy. Lazy Goblin will get the disc back again. Going for the cell there, you know, selling like the old vacuum cleaner. But it is a missed pass. Not that it matters, because Felix will punch out the stack. And it's going to be Swingley that's in possession, but unfortunately his pass was punched out as well. And Mariachis get the clear.
Gonna be a good one if Al Pacino can actually get this. He might even be able to make it a 3-pointer. And oh, that weird positioning means it will be a ding, but they will keep possession for a little bit. If Martin can actually grab this disc back before Felix White gets there, he will just duck under it, and he will keep it for a little bit, setting it up to Infiltrate. Over to Al Pacino, who will go for the 1v1 and will get the 2 points for himself. And his team, of course, making this a 0-4. Good conversion. Good one.
That's right. I mean, they are the favourites to win this. Polaris are very fast. They have a lot of pressure. They have some slightly unorthodox techniques as well. Yeah, and basically the Polaris were not the ones to come up with this launch by any means at all. It came up with a lot of the old school beta players, good 6 months back. However, they were the first ones to start doing it over and over again in cups consistently recently, and now EU has kind of adopted it from that point onwards. So we can give them partial credit for it, but they certainly were not the inventors of it.
Ah, okay, but they have put it to good use. Oh, unfortunate, Martin. You need to get behind that, but Swingley also missing that. So in the end, it doesn't even matter. And they will have to clear it a little bit better this time, going for the clear and boost, and it will be functional. They will be the first ones to get there. An easy time to get a goal, going for the bounce shot, showing off a little bit and getting 2 points, sending it up to 6-0. Yeah, I want to give them credit too, because they really started using it a lot, and it is a good evolution of the joust, I feel.
That is right. It is interesting how all the teams are doing it now. It's kind of changed things up a bit, because now, there is a technique to it, and it can be risky. If you mess it up, then you're going to hit your head, and then you're going to lose the disc position for sure. Lazy is going to go for a missed pass down to Felix, so the disc will go back up again, but he is able to get it one more time. He's going to clear the disc through, but he doesn't have anyone on his side of the team to collect it. It's a slightly missed stack between Al Pacino and Martin, though, so Martin's going to need to go back for him. But they are completely under attack right now, which means he has not got a friend to play with. Martin punching out the guy and going for a stack with Al Pacino anyway, but there is a block in the way of them. This is his opportunity for another 2-pointer, putting them up to 8. And as I imagined this game would go, it is going, with Polaris up by 8 points.
They are, they're doing what they should, which is basically having a really, just a consistent double stack. It kind of fails from time to time, but there's almost always a double stack, and that is really helping them out, because there's not always a double stack from next gen, and they're a little bit slower at getting there from time to time. That's really missing them out. Oh my god, Al Pacino and Martin just within the first second of the round almost, they're there. They won't grab the disc, but they will grab a couple of stuns for themselves, and they will get possession after a little bit of congestion. Sending it down, Martin unfortunately has no one to boost with, so that is not gonna go the way that he wants it to. Swingy will pick it up and send it down to Lazy. They now just have to get it up there, get some points, but they will need to act a little bit faster. There's only 2 minutes left. It is quite a bit of time, but not for 8 points. Al Pacino goes in there, sends it straight into the shield, and Felix will grab the disc for himself in the end of this.
This is going to be cleared right now. Open for whoever wants to get it first. It's going to be a bit of a stack race. It looks like Next Gen will be the first ones to get there. And he goes for the shot, and it looks like it was missing anyway, but Al Pacino will pick it up for the clear. The clear that does make it all the way down the court. And even though they are unstacked right now, it will be... Oh, it's a really strange one. I think it actually hit the backboard before it hit his hand. So now it will be Next Gen that are in possession again. I was almost certain that Martin was going to end up with that. Felix White doing some funky moves there to try and throw off the defender then, and it did seem to work. He's not letting go of the disc because he's not being pressured, but there will be some pressure applied by Al Pacino, but the disc is already clear. Infiltrate will end up with the disc from his own half. He's going to go for a clear, and Al Pacino and Martin are having a little bit of trouble finding each other for that stack right now, but Martin finds the disc. He doesn't find the goal. It was close, however, and it's not like they're desperate for those 3-pointers at the moment. So Al Pacino handing it up to Bowtie, and it is a shot down, which is completely missed by Martin, and the disc is still clear for Polaris. Martin is going to go for his third attempt, and this one is saved, and it's not going well for his conversion rate at the moment, but again, it's not the end of the world, as this round will be undoubtedly going in favor of Polaris as the time is running down. Will they get a consolation shot? Will they not? They will! for a three-pointer with 2 seconds left, meaning that they can press that restart button a little bit quicker, which hopefully they will.
Sounded like everyone's in good spirits. Everyone is happy about getting that goal in there. Seemed like both everyone from from Polaris and everyone from Next Gen were all happy. So that is always good to hear. These games are played in good spirit. So that is always fun. Not going for the restart, but they are going to play out the last
waste a little bit more time for some reason. Neither team decided to hit the restart button, so we will just wait a little bit longer.
Well, if you're going at half the speed of light, you might get the goal. Who knows? Who even knows? Not gonna be likely though, and it is gonna go to Polaris for this first round of our last game for tonight. 8-3. Let's just take a quick look at the stuns. A fair few stuns, actually. More stuns out there in Polaris than we've seen from most of the teams, I think.
Malaris, how's your Malaris?
Malaris.
Malaris. If you take Malarin and Polaris, Malarin, how is your American accent?
Yeah, but we asked.
Not good.
Let's do the American Cast Challenge. Are you ready for the American Cast Challenge?
Hey there, guys.
Oh my god, that's amazing! Do that. Okay, so we're gonna do the American Cast Challenge, where both of us are gonna do abysmal American accents for the lols.
Alright.
Some will be worse than others, but as long as we're doing it. So yeah, would you like to start or should I do it?
I would like you to start. Oh my. Okay, yeah, there we go.
You would like me to start?
You should start, please.
Well, golly, if you want me to start. Okay, fine. Cheeseburgers, guns, big cars. All right. So Polaris are gonna go for their PE launch right now, and they're off, and they'll be the first ones to get to the disc. It's passed down by Al Pacino to Martin III. A couple of these words will be strange because I am a limey. Infiltrate will be in possession of the disc. He's going to look for his pass right now. He finds Al Pacino from the top. Oh, and it's a miss. This is another chance, though, as he is passed back, but it's a ding by Al Pacino. The disc is free for whoever wants to get it right now. Goblin is taken out as Martin III finds Al Pacino, who does a weird swingy-dingy thing and puts it in for 2 points, putting them up 2 points.
That's
Lauren,
good.
are you ready? Are you ready?
I am not a voice actor, but
wait, you don't have to be a voice actor to do it. And that, I mean, a lot of Americans will tell you that was a very bad accent. So
I'm doing my best Texan accent. Jesus Christ! Right, so the PE joust going out for Polaris. They are going out for it. They're going to see if they can get there first. This is still British, just in a slightly nasally voice, and they will still get the 3 points for
that doesn't sound like Broadway. Anyway, Al Pacino will put away the three-pointer. Want to make sure that's acknowledged for when he watches it back and hates on us for making silly voices. But you did turn it into a Broadway act. You went nasally like you were on Broadway. It was very interesting. But of course, Broadway is New York, and New York is America. So, are you a voice actor? Maybe you
I should be a voice actor. Can I say? I can do Australian. I shouldn't have said that. I'm not going to do it. Speaking of things we're not going to do, we're not going to see the PE joust coming out from Next Gen, and it's going to be punished as Al Pacino gets in there straight from the start, man. I'm going for the shot.
Start. They say start, not start.
Oh!
Infiltrate with the lucky bounce shot. He went for the under goal three-pointer, and technically he got the under goal three-pointer, just not in the way that I think he was expecting to happen. So with 4 minutes and 11 seconds, there's Polaris is definitely going to win this one.
It's not just looking unlikely, but with the previous loss from Next Gen, it's tough. Let's call it tough for Next Gen to get in there, and we see again the PE joust coming out from them. Polaris have been doing that consistently. Swingley sending it straight into the hands of Al Pacino, who will go for the shot that will just hit the shield. The shield. This is a American accent. I can't actually talk like this. Swingley will grab it back after a stun. That cackling will ensure You will be laughing. Jesus, this last game is a hoot. And Swingley will go for something. Won't work though. Oh! Great save by Infiltrate. Really fantastic. What the hell, Taco? That was a really good save. Going for it again, not keeping possession for too long. They didn't want to go for those long 3-pointers for some reason, but still they have a comfortable lead. 8 points is plenty to go for some silly, interesting things with. Especially if Next Gen can make shots like that, then you have plenty of time to work with.
Polaris in control right now with the clear that it is actually sneakily caught by Lazy, who was hiding in the middle and they were unaware of it. He's going to push up now and try and find his guy. He does. Swingley is that guy who's going to push up. He is going to give a miss pass down to Felix so that they are unable to get it. And of course a punched out as well. So now it's going to be the clear and boost from Polaris. Al Pacino in possession of the disc, just checking to see who's on his back right now. And he finds out that it was someone on his own team. Infiltrate behind the goal, was going to dunk it in, but oh, Lazy Goblin pushes down and actually manages to get the save, but it's another missed clear. It's not, the clears have not been working out for them, but that clear will work out for them. But they need to be the first ones there. Whenever Polaris is stacked, they are not going to be. However, Polaris were not, and they were kind of separated up. Swingley getting punched out, but the disc was left behind, so he might get hold of it again. He does, and that is going to be a free disc down to his teammate, but holds onto it again for too long, so Martin takes hold of it, and Polaris are now going in really fast and finishes it really fast for a 3-pointer from Al Pacino, putting them up 11 points.
Jesus, that was the longest goal we've seen this time, but still 11 points ahead, 2 minutes left. Next Gen having gotten I think 3 goals in total is looking bad for them. It is looking like Polaris is in a very just blasé situation right now. That didn't make sense. Comfortable situation right now where they don't have to really, I mean, they can let a 3-pointer get in here and there. It's not really gonna they're not really gonna pressure them too much. They are still going to go for it though. They're not gonna give up. Not gonna let anything get them down. They're just gonna run around and try and get some points. Lazy Goblin will be in goal. See if he can get anything from Martin, and he cannot. Is Lazy Goblin a woman or a man? I don't actually know. Does anyone know? Are there anyone here that knows?
What was the question? Spaced out.
Is Lazy Goblin a man or a woman? He's a man.
I believe it's a man.
Ah.
Well, I don't know. I assume it's a dude. Let's just call him a robot.
Let's call him a robot. Let's call it a robot.
Whoa, it's an it. Whoa.
Progressive. But speaking of things that are progressive, the PE joust have been used every single time from Polaris, but it has not worked out this time as we see a shot on goal by Swingley that will unfortunately be missed. And Al Pacino will pick up the disc, going for a clear, but it will be picked up by Lazy, the it of the team. Swingley will pick it up by jumping a little bit, sending it over to Felix. Felix will have a 1v1 on his hands, and he will win it for the first 2 points for them. There we go. There we go. Sounds like everyone is happy right now. And that
Having
is good.
some great... Taco, I'm their mentor. I might know you know. Taco is the mentor to this team.
Taco has... Wait. Oh, he is... Wait, Taco's a mentor? Jesus Christ. That was fast.
Wow.
Mentor for a day. Okay.
I was going to say, Taco, you're quite new to be a mentor, buddy. You might need a mentor of your own, and then that mentor will need a mentor, and then the mentor will need a mentor. But in any case, right now, they need more than a mentor, as they are down by a good... wow, I was going to say that, but now I'm going to say more. Now it's 13 points.
Jesus. Yeah, this... Oh my god. Lazy just jumping all over. Yeah, this game is more or less over as there's only 50 seconds left. I believe you need to get a point every second for this to work. No. Yes. No. Don't do math in stream. It's a terrible idea.
Okay,
And again, we see that this is for any new teams out there. This is what you want to do. Basically, you want to well, not this specifically, but you want to get the PE joust in there, and you want to get it in there so you get out just as the gate opens, not right as the gate opens, because then you will just hit the gate and not get out there too fast. Even though they will keep possession for a little bit. Let's see if they can grab it for themselves again. They can. And Al Pacino move up slowly, letting his team set up. Sending it down to his friend beneath the goal, going for the backboard bounce shot, sending it in. 15-point deficit for next gen. I think we've said it about as much as it can be said. It is gonna be it's gonna be impossible actually, as there's only 18 seconds left for them to come back.
That is right. It's obviously for 18 seconds and 17 points. It's completely game over for next gen, which means Polaris will take this win to a 2-0. Are they going to get one of those lovely little consolation points? Felix actually getting punched out. That's not a consolation for him whatsoever. Infiltrate wants one of his own consolation points, and he gets the boot bounce for that consolation, and this game is well and truly done.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, if you reverse the scores, then it's 0-2 and 2-0, then I mean, I guess it's fine, but with 3 seconds left, this is a GG for Polaris. Most surely. They're gonna play out the last 3.5 seconds, because you never know. Nothing is impossible. You just need to do it. And either way, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be impossible. They're not gonna do it. So, as the round is over, we'll take a quick look at what results have actually gone in. Nothing. Team Braindead gets a default, and that's
not true. Braindead have a default. Let's not forget that. Synergy are still technically playing against Gravity at the moment. I believe there's about 50 seconds left of that game. I'm not going to give you any spoilers in case you're watching this one first. So, zip. Well, of course we're going to give spoilers because we're going to give the results. So, what am I talking about?
Yeah, we'll preface the spoilers with a spoiler tag, a verbal spoiler tag. So keep your ears open, keep us at full volume. Keep the VRL at half volume, just like we said. So, that was quite a decent cup. A really interesting pull from Ouroboros. Did they end up losing at all? I don't think we've seen the last rankings just yet, but I don't think they're going to lose against Mariachis, especially with how they
Ouroboros
played.
Ouroboros did fantastic today. They really, really did. They did an incredible job of winning 2 games, I believe, with just the 1 point. Just the 1 point.
That's a great spectator play, I want to say. Good for them, thank you. Oh, so we do have our thing in for Gravity and Synergy, but I won't say it just yet. So it looks like
we have our
what? Did lose one to Team Gravity. Yeah, no big surprise there. But they won all the others.
So they are looking like they're doing well with that. And I believe we just got the result through for Gravity versus Synergy as well.
Let's not say
although
that
it's
just
not.
yet.
Okay, fine. I'll keep my mouth quiet.
Let's get it all at the end so we can get all the spoilers out there at once. We also have Wasted Potential and Smash Dash. So we only need Ouroboros versus Mariachis to finish up, and then the cup will be completely finished. What a great start to Stage 2. Just an overall really good start. For a lot of teams have been doing better than expected. Polaris did, well, they were probably gonna win, but still they did very well. They only missed the PG out once, I think. And while doing it every single time, that's quite a bit. So they've obviously been practicing. And they are very good at it. Ouroboros have been doing really, really well with their double stack. It's been just where it needs to be almost instantly every time. It's been very, very fast. It has been very precise, and it's just been great.
So these guys are still running around, but they're not. I don't know if they've put their results in yet, and they do need to do that. Then we can see what's going on. Ouroboros versus the Mariachis is still showing as happening for me right now, but I'm absolutely certain Ouroboros will win that one out.
Yeah, they will. Especially with how they've been playing.
Exactly. Ouroboros did really well today.
They did. I mean, just a quick round of applause for them. That they really stepped up their game. Like they just to a whole new level, even better than they used to be, I think, because there were quite a few mistakes sometimes, but even with that, the way they capitalized on every mistake, well, most of the mistakes, the double stack was fantastic. They got there before anyone even noticed what had happened a couple of times with the QB, and that's what won them the synergy game, where they just got there faster than Lego realized, got those points they needed. So they've really been doing well.
Indeed. Yeah, Ouroboros can sometimes be a little inconsistent, but they definitely played better today. I think their aggression was a little bit more than usual. They didn't hold out for too long. We are just still waiting for this Ouroboros game versus Mariachis for the results from that, though. But Smash Dash 2-0 against Wasted Potential. Polaris versus Next Gen, as we saw. Brain Dead with that default win, as we knew. Team Gravity has officially got the results updated, as it was a 2-0 to them against Synergy. Although you can watch that one back on the VRL Twitch. And we're just waiting on this last one now to find out what the full lineup will be in terms of results, and it has just come in, which was Polaris, beg your pardon, it was Ouroboros beating Mariachis 2-0, which means the ranking, if it's all been done, I'll leave it to you.
Well, I think it just needs to update. I think it has updated now, so we have in first place, even though they've already qualified, they are sitting comfortably atop their throne with 5 wins, 0 losses. It is Team Gravity. Ouroboros with a fantastic showing up in second place, 4-1, only losing to Gravity. That one Synergy in third place. Synergy in third place, winning 3 and losing 2. Smash Dash and Brain Dead actually in a combined fourth place, because they both have the same tiebreaker and both won 3 games and lost 2. So we're going to see a tiebreaker game with that. Mariachis in sixth place then, losing 3 and winning 2. Wasted Potential and Polaris both being in 7th place, losing 3 and winning 2. And Next Gen at the bottom, 9th place, 1 game won and 4 games lost. We're probably going to see 2 games during the week.
Yes, it looks like Smash Dash and Team Brain Dead and Wasted Potential versus Polaris will be playing each other midweek, as they did last time, to determine the actual 4th place and 7th place games. And if that does happen, I believe it will be me and Malaran picking it up. So you should be able to catch those games, hopefully, back here midweek, so that we can make those determinations. Of course, that's not been confirmed at this stage, so please do not take that as an official announcement. That is a speculation. Anyway, with the results being in and it all being done, it was really great and it was really fun. So thank you very much, Malaran, for having me as usual. And
it was quite a pleasure to have you, and it was quite a good thing overall. Great first cup. I'm looking forward to see the rest of stage 2. And with that said, I think we can say goodbye from us. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you for being here, Tutorial Bot, and we will see you either during the week or next weekend. We'll be doing the same again. So have a great night.
Diddly.
And see you then.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.